by the state that they should only expect 65% of their normal payments. Meanwhile, there's a good chance the shutdown could end as early as tomorrow as the House votes on the temporary spending bill passed overnight by the Senate. The bill does not include health care subsidies, as Democrats have demanded, but Republicans promise to negotiate those tax breaks once the government reopens. Now, the shutdown continues to impact airports around the country, including Hartsfield-Jackson, where the FAA is now limiting private flights because of air traffic controller shortages.
This impacts a dozen of the busiest airports in the country, including Hartsfield-Jackson. The FAA may allow certain exceptions for emergencies, medical transportation, or military and law enforcement activities. The National Business Aviation Association says it's working with operators to help them understand the limitations and their implications. The new limitations won't affect other Metro Atlanta airports popular for business travel, including DeKalb Peachtree, Gwinnett County's Briscoe Field, or Fulton County Executive Airport. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
It is right at freezing, 32 degrees here in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we'll warm up today into the mid to upper 40s, although that's still about 20 degrees below the average for this time of year. Should see plenty of sunshine before dipping back near the freezing mark tonight. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, early indications overseas are that this flu season could be a bad one. The UK is seeing flu early with cases 3 times higher than this time last year. In Japan, it's so bad they've been forced to close schools. It's all because of a new flu strain circulating. Health experts say while this year's vaccine may not be a match for the H3N2 strain, it could still lessen its severity. Well, parking remains a big issue in several towns around Metro Atlanta. That is especially true in Tucker.
There were several comments on the new proposed ordinance, which would put a 4-hour time limit on parking along Main Street and issue a $75 fine for anybody who violates it. Both council members and the public provided their thoughts on what could be amended. Resident Kermit Harrison presented his idea for a compromise.
Reduce 4 hours to 2 hours, reduce $75 to $50, and require employees to park in the church parking lot.
The council will revisit the issue again in a month for a second reading before they vote. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
The new study from Coldwell Banker finds more than 70% of potential home buyers admit they are putting off major life decisions like marriage and kids until they're able to buy a house, which appears to be getting harder and harder to do. A large majority of those surveyed, though, still believe owning a home is a key part of the American dream. Meanwhile, an idea from the White House for a 50-year mortgage to help lower payments for home buyers, it is not popular with everyone.
It's not the answer to the housing affordability crisis, in the opinion of WSB consumer expert Clark Howard.
The 40-year mortgage has popped up as an idea from time to time, and more recently the 50-year mortgage, and I hate them both.
Clark says buyers would only build about $1,000 in equity a year, so after 30 years they would still essentially owe most of the principal instead of owning their homes outright. He thinks a better solution to affordability in Metro Atlanta is addressing cumbersome zoning regulations, making it easier for developers to build more affordable options. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Well, white-collar jobs may usually pay the most, but there are plenty of blue-collar jobs that are wallet-friendly as well. It's according to the site Resume Genius, which finds elevator and escalator technicians are the best-paying blue-collar jobs. Average salaries over 6 figures. Powerline installer and repairer, aircraft mechanic, and railroad worker also rank high on the list. Electrician ranks 9th, but has the most jobs by far available at more than 800,000. It's 9:03. Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. First to the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Smiling Mark McKay.
Judd, we've been tracking extreme delays out of Lithia Springs, trying to get past Six Flags and a crash that had all lanes shut down for a while. They're managing to keep one left lane open. That's it. I-20 eastbound past Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49. Heavy back toward the way station now. So Lee Road, your last chance to bail on I-20. Take Highway 78 as you head through Mableton and Austell this morning. Delays out of Marietta past a crash in the HOV lane. I-75 southbound at Cumberland Boulevard, exit 258. Still sounding that travel advisory out of Swanee. Ashley Frasca.
They are about to open that left lane back up from a crash that was in the median 985 northbound between I-85 and Buford Drive, so delays there will improve. And an overnight crash in Sugar Hill took down a power pole, affected the traffic lights. It's still a mess through the intersection, though. Nelson Brogdon Highway 20 at Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and staying chilly today. High 47, clear and cold tonight. Lows in the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow, sunshine trending warmer. High 63, climbing to the upper 60s by Thursday.
Trying to get above freezing. 33 degrees in Stonecrest, 31 in Smyrna, 33 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Jed Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome, friends. This Veterans Day edition of the Mark Arum Show, honoring all those who serve and have served. Scott Slade's going to join us live at 10:35 on why Veterans Day is so important. We're going to get into some Veterans Day deals out there. If you are active or retired military, you can scoop up some massive food deals today. We'll break those down for you. And it's just ironic, Deborah, as we kick off Take Our Turkey Tuesday, it falls on Veterans Day. So today and the next two Tuesdays, thanks to our friends at Reliable Heating and Air, we are going to give away a turkey every hour on the Mark Arum Show. So one turkey given away at 9 a.m., one at 10, one in the 11 o'clock hour on this Veterans Day. I don't know if we can give preferential treatment on this first one to veterans. Is that within
I think it depends on who's answering the phone.
All right. But anyway, very cool. So we're giving away 3 turkeys today, and then the next 2 Tuesdays, I'm not making the rules, but hopefully a veteran wins. Veterans win the 3 turkeys today. In case you're wondering what is open and what is closed on Veterans Day, a lot of folks be like, it's confusing. Federal government offices are closed, but most have been closed during the shutdown anyway. Post offices and most banks are closed. Some school districts are closed for the holiday, depends on the specific district. Bond markets are closed. For all you bond traders, you probably knew that, but the stock markets are open, so we'll follow them today. And I'm very curious to see what the stock markets are going to do. In case you are just joining us, you didn't get the word, we have an end or a start to the end of the 42-long-day government shutdown, the record-breaking government shutdown. The Senate Monday night passed the deal by the slimmest margin and the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. The vote was 60-40, with 60 votes needed to pass the filibuster margin. The deal keeps the government open until the end of January, but it does not include an extension of Obamacare tax credits that were sought by the Democrats. The next step, a House vote, followed by the president's signature. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more on the deal itself.
It's notable for what it does not include, which is it has no increase, no extension of these Obamacare tax credits that have been the animating issue of this shutdown. Instead, what these 8 Democratic senators got, who broke with the bulk of Senate Democrats and voted with Republicans, is a promise that there will be a vote in the coming weeks, it's believed sometime in December, on extending these Obamacare tax credits. That vote is not a done deal in the Senate.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes to get this through the machinations of the Senate now passed, but now the House members have been away for like 50 days. So the question is, what's the timeline now for the government to actually reopen? Stephen Newcomb is from Axios on how long this is going to take to actually come to fruition.
Yeah, certainly a lot of criticism for the minority leader this week, to start this week. I would say that while it's coming from inside of his own party, it's not coming from inside of his own caucus, at least not at this point. I mean, a lot of the criticism is coming from national Democrats, House Democrats, who are upset that, Senate Democrats sort of weren't able to hold the line in these healthcare negotiations. But until that criticism comes from inside the Senate Democratic caucus, realistically, it really just won't have that much of an effect on Mr. Schumer, because those are the ones who decide whether he's leader or not. And again, he's not up for re-election until 2028. So yes, a lot of criticism, but not coming from home, at least not yet.
Steve Newcomb from Axios, and we talked about this yesterday, Deborah, with Eric Erickson, the Democratic infighting and the future of Chuck Schumer as minority leader. He's not up for re-election, though, till 2028, but there's a lot of infighting going on with the signing of the deal. 8 Senate Democrats crossing the lines to vote with the Republicans there to get the government back open. It looks like it could be Thursday morning before the House officially votes, because no one was here. They've been gone for 50 days, and now they're scrambling to get flights, which I know, we all know have been canceled and delayed. So maybe best case scenario, the government reopens on Thursday. All right, continue our team coverage of the government shutdown. Karen Travers, White House correspondent. Karen, good morning. You were at the White House yesterday asking President Donald Trump questions about the possible deal. The deal had not yet been agreed upon by the Senate, but now that it has, what did you ask the president specifically?
He said it's very good. That was his reaction. I asked him, if he signed off on this deal that reverses the mass firings that his administration put through early on during the shutdown. Did he sign off on it, and will he abide by that if it passes? Because this was, of course, before the Senate had moved forward on passage. And he told me that he will be. He'll abide by the deal, and that the deal is very good. So the president gave his endorsement to it. That was his first comment on this. And then a couple hours later, we saw the Senate pass that with those Democrats moving over and joining Republicans to vote yes. Now it moves over to the House, and lawmakers are scrambling to get back to Washington after being out of town for more than 50 days. The House is expected to hold its first round of votes tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday. So the earliest we could see the government reopening would be potentially tomorrow evening, but maybe not until Thursday morning, just kind of with the way that things would likely be timed out. But stay tuned, but it's likely to happen at some point in the next 24 hours. 48 hours.
I'm glad you asked that question, Karen, because that was the question I asked on the show yesterday. I'm like, is President Trump going to be okay with that provision in the Senate deal?
Yeah, because that was significant. It got a couple of Democrats on board with this. It was something that they were pushing for because, of course, they did not get their key demand, which was addressing the expiring Obamacare subsidies. That was what they spent weeks holding out for as a condition to reopen the government, saying they wanted that included in the government funding bill. That was not going to happen, according to Republicans, and that ultimately did not happen. Now there will be there's a promise of a vote to happen in December on some piece of legislation to address the expiring subsidies. There is no guarantee that that will pass based on the numbers in the Senate right now, but it's a conversation at this point. And, when you look at this, that was maybe one thing they could extract from Republicans, and that was a significant thing for some of the lawmakers whose district states were impacted significantly by those federal layoffs. I mean, it was thousands of people. You guys know it down there because the CDC was one of the agencies that was significantly hit in early October. HHS and Treasury were the two departments that took the biggest cut.
Yeah, big news here for the folks down at the CDC. Karen Travers from ABC joining us on the Mark Arum Show. Since the Senate passed the deal, we've seen a lot of shrapnel thrown the way of Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, a lot of infighting with Democrats. Did it seem in the Oval Office that President Trump was looking yesterday, before the deal passed, of course, that this was a big political victory for him and Republicans?
He actually wasn't in the Oval Office, and maybe that was surprising. Okay. But later he did an interview with Fox News, and he said that Democrats aren't getting much. He told Fox that the country loses a lot of money during a shutdown like this and that they're not getting much. Nobody gets a lot. And he said that this was all terrible.
All right. Big story. End of the shutdown is nigh. Karen Travers, ABC. Karen, as always, appreciate your time.
Have a great day. Thanks.
The big question that hangs in the balance here is, will Speaker Mike Johnson now take up discussions on making sure those Obamacare subsidies remain intact? Again, no written agreement on that Senate deal, but kind of a handshake agreement that, hey, we will, we'll talk about it. We'll negotiate. But now that the government's reopened, is there any impetus for the Republicans to have any conversations on health care reform? Maybe, maybe not. I know there's a lot of vulnerable Republicans in kind of purple districts that kind of want the speaker to do that, but we'll see what happens. But again, day 42 of the government shutdown, Jackie Robinson's number, maybe best case scenario, the government reopens on Thursday, which should be day 45-ish if it does open there. But obviously updates throughout the day. We'll go back to D.C. in the 11 o'clock hour and get the latest on what's going to happen now in the House since the Senate passed that deal. Never too early to start Christmas shopping. Deborah's already finished hers. I haven't started mine. A lot of folks out there using AI to do their Christmas shopping this year, which I don't understand, but we'll get clarification now from ABC's Mike Dubusky. Mike, good morning, buddy. Thanks for your time.
Doing well, guys. How are you?
Excellent. So people are using ChatGPT and these other things that I know nothing about to actually do shopping, holiday shopping, and just regular shopping?
Yeah, according to some new numbers that we're taking a look at, that seems to be increasingly the case. So this all comes from Adobe Analytics. They put out a report about online shopping for the month of October. They put these numbers out yesterday. It contains all the stuff that you would normally expect from a report like this. Americans spent about $88.7 billion online for the month of October, with a big chunk of that coming on the 7th and the 8th of the month. That was, of course, Amazon Prime Day, where people spent a total of $9.1 billion over the course of those 2 days. Those two figures are up significantly from the year prior, so it does seem like people are spending more over last year. However, the really interesting stat that stuck out to me, guys, was the role of generative AI. Adobe says that in October, traffic from AI platforms, meaning the Google Geminis of the world and the ChatGPTs of the world, traffic from those websites to retailers was up 1,200%.
Oh my
meaning
gosh.
People went to ChatGPT, they got an idea for what to buy. Maybe they were asking questions about early holiday shopping. Maybe they were asking questions about how to replace a lawnmower that was faulty or something like that. These systems come back to them with some suggestions about what they can go buy, with links to buy them integrated into that answer. So people clicking on those links and then going out to make that purchase. And what's more, Adobe also found that once a person got to a retail website, they were 16% more likely to buy something if they came from an AI platform. Adobe found that was true in September as well. So, guys, this seems to be part of a growing trend going into the holiday shopping season.
I have so many questions, but I'm going to start with just these two. One, is this what the inventors of AI thought it would be used for? Like, let me find the best Christmas wreath or stocking stuffer. And two, it sounds like, from what you just said, Mike, people are trusting AI more than friends and family to give them suggestions on what to buy and what not to buy.
Yeah, to that first point, I think that the sort of creators of a lot of these technologies had a really wide idea of what they could be used for, and e-commerce is certainly one of them. But there's some important context here, guys, as well. OpenAI and Google's artificial intelligence efforts and Meta's artificial intelligence efforts are all money losers. OpenAI is a deeply unprofitable company. They lost $12 billion last quarter alone. It's really expensive to build this technology and to spin up the infrastructure that is used to support it. Eventually, the bills are going to start coming due for these companies, right? They have, good investor sentiment right now. They have a lot of people who are really enthusiastic about the technology that are willing to support them. But eventually, they're going to need to start paying, right? Like, they're going to need to have a revenue stream so they can pay the bills. And it seems like e-commerce might be a way to do that.
Well, I think
you're seeing that in some of the feature rollouts that these companies are integrating. Most recently, OpenAI integrated, payments checkout platforms with, Walmart for one and with Shopify for another, meaning that soon you won't actually be clicking a link to a third-party website to go make your purchase. You can do the whole thing within ChatGPT, and of course, they take a cut of that.
Well, I'm just looking forward to the future. Let's say this Christmas season, you go into one of your AI platform is and be like, what's the most popular Christmas gift for a 6-year-old? And then your AI goes, oh, it's this Lego set. Click here to buy. And it kind of like can it be manipulated by the Lego company? Be like, hey, ChatGPT, put this at the top of your list and we'll give you some money if they buy it.
Yeah, it's a really good question. And up until this point, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, he has largely resisted integrating advertising or ad-supported links within their system. This is something that we saw in the early days of social media as well. You don't want to clog up this cool new technology with ads, which are deeply uncool. But it seems like Sam Altman has sort of softened on that position lately, again, as they deal with this sort of growing question about the money. So maybe one day down the line, you will see sort of sponsored links within ChatGPT as you're trying to ideate what to get your friends and family for the holidays. Right now, we're not at that point, but certainly it is something that people who are looking at the monetization aspect of this industry, they're going to be looking at very closely.
Yeah, got to pay the bills, got to make those shareholders happy. Mike Dubusky from ABC, thank you for holding my hand through all of this AI stuff. You are an invaluable resource, my friend.
Of course, happy to do it.
There you go, Mike Dobuski from ABC. Wow, AI. I'm still in the Stone Ages when it comes to AI. All right, when we come back, it's Take Our Turkey Tuesday. Your first of 3 chances to win a turkey. Yeah, a real life turkey for Thanksgiving here on the Mark Arum Show. First, though, goodness gracious, what's going on the West Freeway, Mike Shields?
Yeah, a long-standing crash, Mark. This has been ongoing since before 7:50 this morning, so about an hour and a half into this I-20 eastbound, just before I-285, this injury crash that's had all lanes blocked, and delays start back almost 10 miles back to Lee Road and the Way Station. Now, within the last 30 minutes, at times traffic has been coming by. They've managed to open a lane here and there, but avoid those delays, which stretch back into Douglasville and Lithia Springs. Use Highway 78 Veterans Memorial Highway as an alternate. All lanes were just held and reopened on 75 southbound, making your way into northwest Atlanta, getting past Mount Perrin Road. All lanes back open with that crash now. This report is brought to you by the Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola. Georgia Aquarium and the World of Coca-Cola have partnered to give you the best of both worlds, all under one special deal. Get your combo ticket at AtlantaIcons.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
The Senate approves a measure to end the shutdown.
Bill as amended is passed.
When will Americans feel the effects?
The House now needs to be called back into session, and then they need to vote.
From SNAP benefits to air traffic control, it all hangs in the balance as Washington gets back to
As
work.
the deal works its way through Congress, flight disruptions are piling up nationwide.
For the very latest and how it affects you, listen often throughout the day. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Finley Roofing, the roof guys, know that furry friends are family, and some need our help. In keeping with their connection to the community, Finley Roofing presents WSB's Dog of the Month. This Friday, we'll highlight a dog from Paws Atlanta. If you adopt them, Finley Roofing will pay your adoption fees. Listen Friday morning at 8:50 and visit WSBradio.com/dog. Dog of the Month is presented by Finley Roofing, the roof guys, Paws Atlanta, and 95.5 WSB.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
What if every home had a touch of magic, where every device was connected by an invisible force? It's not wizardry. It's the most intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Wi-Fi so brilliant, it knows when to boost speeds to the devices that need it most, making the Emerald City sparklify for your wicked watch party. Or instantaneously pause any device without the tap of a wand, or grant your devices the power to protect against threats at home and online, keeping you safe from mischief. With Xfinity Mobile, you can stream from the end of your driveway to the edge of Oz with intelligent Wi-Fi and 5G together. And right now, you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet price steady for 5 years, guaranteed. Plus, you get Wi-Fi equipment included, no contracts or commitments. Sure, it all feels like magic, but it's really intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for Good only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply, select plans only. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
Hi, I'm Dale with TrustDale.com. For over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with their 3-way warranty, including my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
That's right, Dale. America's Best Choice offers highest quality, energy-efficient windows and special pricing on custom decks. We also offer beautiful siding, doors, and now roofing, all with no pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com for your free in-home estimate. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton, and many of you know I've been talking about the amazing folks at Four Seasons Home Care for quite a while now. So many of you have asked me questions about if home care is right for your aging parents. So I brought in my expert, Deborah Barron of Four Seasons Home Care. Okay, Deborah, the main thing that people ask me is how flexible is home health care? Do I have to lock into a long contract?
There's no binding contract. We just have a service agreement that you would sign, and there's nothing that locks you into a plan. So we try to be flexible to follow the needs of your parent. Some of our clients start with just a few days a week, and I think that's a great way to ease into things.
Now, Deborah, I know that my parents needed a lot of care. They needed 24-hour around-the-clock care. But I'm sure some clients only need help preparing meals, things like that. How does Four Seasons Home Care deal with that?
Yes. So a big part of our process, and I believe the most important one, includes a home visit from our registered nurse. And she is going to sit down with your family member and go over everything and see exactly what you might need. Some people may just need a little bit of care, and others may need more in-depth, hands-on care. So they are brilliant at laying out a plan of care that's tailored for each situation. And I think you really need that kind of customization to ensure your parents get exactly what they need.
Folks, if you have aging parents who are clear that they want to age in place in the comfort of their homes, I cannot recommend enough the experts like Deborah at Four Seasons Home Care. It's 100% free and is such a crucial step in getting your parents what they need for their care and allows you, the child, to do your role, and that's just love them and be there for them. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Love to eat turkey, 'cause it's good. Love to eat the turkey like a good boy should, 'cause it's turkey to eat so good.
Even though I look like Adam Sandler, I've never heard the Adam Sandler turkey song.
Turkey for you.
Yeah.
Really?
Never.
Turkey in a big brown shoe.
Did you croon like Adam Sandler could?
I'm a better crooner than
Oh,
Sandler.
for sure, yeah.
I know the Sloppy Joe song, but I didn't know the turkey song. All right, good job, Longoria. Playing the Adam Sandler turkey song because it is a Take Our Turkey Tuesday. 3 chances to win an actual turkey, courtesy of our friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Vinny Drip, you know the drill, my friend. 40-second caller to 404-872-0750. 40-second caller to 404-872-0750 wins a whole turkey, courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air, the Mark Arum Show at 95.5 WSB. Do we know how this is facilitated, by the way, Deborah?
Yeah, so Reliable Heating and Air is actually going to give you a $50 grocery store gift card, and that way you can pick out the turkey of your choice.
Depending on how much...
yeah, you might have a big family, want a big turkey. Maybe you want 2 little ones. It'll be up to you.
I like the hand gesture.
Yes.
2 little ones. You want an organic turkey? All right, so 40-second caller, Vin. It's not me. It's the government shutdown. To 404-872-0750. 404-872-0750. Take Our Turkey Tuesday, courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air and the Mark Arum Show. Good stuff there. And you're gonna, if you miss out on this turkey, not me, I am a turkey, but we'll be giving away 2 more turkeys, one in the 10 o'clock hour and one in the 11 o'clock hour. Little Veterans Day treat out there. Oh, phones are already blowing up. Everyone wants a free turkey. Speaking of turkeys, gobble, gobble. Judd's got your news, weather, and traffic in 2. When we come back, the end of the shutdown is near, but when are we going to see the end of flight cancellations? Emma Hurt from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution live next on the Mark Arum Show. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Reliable Heating and Air will keep you warm with a new furnace for $59.99 a month. And fed, too, with free Turkey Tuesdays. Listen to my show every Tuesday for your chance to win and visit ReliableAir.com to schedule your furnace check.
Don't get fooled by window fiction.
It's Ted and Jonathan from North Georgia Replacement Windows. Now they're calling it vinyl composite, but no matter how they say it, vinyl windows are still bulky, cheap, and plastic.
Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows are beautiful, not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows.
Experience the fiberglass difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom. 0% interest available.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Scott Slade from iRoofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top story, boy, dealing with some big delays trying to get into Atlanta this morning. This is on the West Freeway. We bring in Mike Shields, the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Mike Shields, 10 miles of delays right now?
That's right. Delays start back at Lee Road, exit 41, just before the way station, and standstill traffic all the way to I-285, where this long-term closure has been in place since before 7:50 this morning. An hour and 40 minutes later, this crash cleanup continues. I-20 eastbound just before I-285. Avoid those delays. If this is your commuter, you know someone who's going to travel out of Douglasville through Lithia Springs trying to get to I-285, tell them to take Highway 78 Venersmore Highway as an alternate. We'll have more in minutes on 95.5 WSB.
Could be in best for a while. Thank you, Mike. It is 34 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says see plenty of sunshine today. The high getting into the mid-40s. Much better than this time yesterday, though. Atlanta's most accurate, dependable forecast is coming up. Well, DeKalb County making another big move in the name of school security as its school board moves forward with a multi-million-dollar plan.
New security vestibules will now be at all 138 DeKalb County schools. Vestibules secured on both the outside and inside. They'll be unique to each school's design. Typically, storefront glass doors are coated with security film, while Lefko's design of a reception vestibule includes a bulletproof window. East Blast money will pay for the upgrades, which are expected to start seeing installations next summer. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
We are a day away from a possible U.S. House vote on a budget bill that did pass the Senate overnight to try to end the government shutdown. Should get some clarity later today, meanwhile, about federal food aid around the country as the stalemate continues.
Many are only getting partial payments of their benefits this month. As a court battle over SNAP plays out, the USDA now in a memo is demanding states to, quote, immediately undo any full payments that were made for the month of November. A federal judge is blocking enforcement of that memo this morning, accusing the Trump administration of, quote, trying to play vindictive games with critical food assistance.
And correspondent Jay O'Brien says over 1 million Georgians are among those who get those SNAP benefits. The Supreme Court expected to rule today on whether the White House can indeed block those payments. And on this Veterans Day, Georgia honors those who have served our country. Georgia Adjutant General Richard Wilson says we owe our way of life to the sacrifice of our veterans and their families.
To all of our veterans, past and present, to all of our family members who are here, thank you. It's because of your sacrifice, your service, and your legacies that America remains the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the global guardian of freedom and liberty.
Georgia Department of Veterans Services says top priorities include homeless prevention, career transitions for former service members, and mental health resources. It is 9:33 as we check your money. This time yesterday, boy, the Dow on Wall Street was way up with the word that the government shutdown might end. Mixed bag on Wall Street this morning. Dow was up slightly. S&P and NASDAQ are down. Now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Back to the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
And red alert continues on the West Freeway, Judd, with a crash right now once again blocking all lanes I-20 eastbound between Fulton Industrial Boulevard and I-285. Live look at the jam cam. It looks like they're trying to get the left lane back open again, but bottom line, bumper to bumper, 10 miles back starting at Lee Road and the way station. Continue to use Highway 78, Veterans Memorial Highway as an alternate out of Douglasville through Lithia Springs getting to I-285. Also, vehicle fire cleanup underway in Norcross blocking 2 right lanes, 85 northbound at Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Delays leaving I-285. You can use Buford Highway as an alternate. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Sunny skies and staying chilly today, high 47. Temperatures close to freezing tonight with lows in the low to mid-30s. Tomorrow, trending warmer with a high of 63. Warm sunshine on Thursday, high 67.
35 degrees right now in Stockbridge, 34 in Vinings, 34 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been
Jam
there.
starting at Langford Parkway.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Jam from I-85 down towards Ponce.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple team traffic on WSB.
Stay slow once you're inside the perimeter as well.
We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
75 northbound heading up to Cobb County through Marietta and Kennesaw.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Glad we're already here because I think it's getting really bad. Getting a lot worse.
That's Debbie, a traveler stuck in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The end of the government shutdown is near, but when will we see the end of flight delays and cancellations? Emma Hurt from the AJC live in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
D.C. politicians want to enact harmful credit card mandates that could take away your cash back and rewards points. Perks that stretch your budget and make life a little easier. Losing these benefits means less money for your family's everyday essentials like gas and groceries. The perks you rely on could disappear, leaving you with higher costs and fewer options. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
They say nothing is certain except death and taxes, but in Georgia, add roaches to that list. They are absolutely everywhere. Mark Arum here for Breda Pest Management, the folks I trust to get rid of roaches in my home. Many companies have stopped going inside homes and they raised their prices. Doing less, charging more, ridiculous. Breda, they handle bugs and critters inside and outside like those disgusting roaches.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Hey, it's Chris Chandler here. I want to tell you about something that made the look of my house absolutely pop not long ago. That was having Wise Guys Pro Wash over to do their magic on the house, the driveway, the patio, the roof. They even cleaned the curb outside so the whole property practically looks brand new. It really made a difference, and they didn't blast that yuck away with any high-pressure big box store washers either. Wise Guys uses only the best equipment in the business. They soft wash everything, and that means it's safe on your paint, your trim, your siding, everything. My home, from top to bottom, from the front and in the back, looks brand new. So you, give Wise Guys a try. One call, a quick quote, next day service. They don't even need anybody home while they're there. It's super easy. Get your place ready for fall entertainment and the holidays to come with Wise Guys Pro Wash. First-time customers mention my name, Chris Chandler, and book now to get $70 off your first wash. WiseGuysProWash.com.
12 Houston, 1 minute to LOS. You can go encoder on. Roger. Have fun.
59 years ago today, as heard on WSB Radio, Gemini 12 blasted off on a 4-day mission with astronauts James Lovell and Buzz Aldrin aboard. It was the 10th and final flight of NASA's Gemini program. The crew had to manually rendezvous and dock with Gemini Agena target vehicle after a radar malfunction. That was 59 years ago today on WSB Radio. Speaking of air travel, not super stellar air travel, but just normal air travel for you and I. The government shutdown hopefully will end by Thursday morning, but I'm looking at FlightAware, Emma Hurt. Still plenty of delays and cancellations at the world's busiest airport this morning. Good morning, as always. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Mark. Thanks for having me.
I know you. One of your main beat for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is the world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson. What have you been seeing as we've seen the escalation in the number of flight delays and cancellations?
We've been seeing a lot of travel anxiety, and I think you've probably been seeing it. Everyone's been seeing it, talking to friends and family who are booking extra tickets, double booking to make sure, hoping they can make their travel plans work, getting on a plane out, hoping they can get the plane back, because really, these cancellations are being loaded a day, sometimes 2 days in advance, but it still feels really risky for travelers. And so there's just a lot of anxiety out there. And it's not a fun time to be flying, and it's not a fun time to be a federal worker who's working without pay at an airport either.
No doubt. Now, are you hearing from your sources on when normal, quote, normal travel might resume at Hartsfield-Jackson? If the government reopens Thursday, it's not just like a magic wand. Everything's back to normal, right?
It's not a magic wand. Flight route cancellations do take time, and once they're loaded, to unwind, to put them back on is difficult. And then on top of that, you have to think about how long will it take for air traffic controllers in particular to get paid, to incentivize them to come back to work. You know, in the 2019 shutdown, we heard from the Air Traffic Controllers Union yesterday, it took 2.5 months for all their back pay to be clawed back. So at that point, it becomes a really human-to-human decision for each controller. Am I getting paid enough to keep showing up for work, to come back to work? And so it's really hard to predict. I mean, experts in travel industry world are saying, you know, hopefully we could be back to normal by Thanksgiving at this time, but really, like, it's hard to know because, again, it's every human making a decision for their own family's well-being and financial situation when it comes to that.
And as we all know, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has implemented these incremental number of percentage of flights that were going to be canceled every day. It goes up by a percentage. That being said, there's probably very few listeners that are going to shed a tear about the story that you posted on AJC.com yesterday. In response, I'm just reading from your article right now. In response to continued air traffic controller staffing shortages, the FAA has largely prohibited private jet flights at 12 of the country's busiest airports, including Hartsfield-Jackson International. So it's the private jets are also feeling the impact of this now.
Yeah, they are. And you're right. I mean, private jet traffic at Hartsfield-Jackson was just less than 1% of total flights last year. So it's not a huge amount, and it's a smaller population for sure. But these private jet companies are able to also flex their schedules, go to smaller airports, and adjust around it. I spoke to the CEO of Wheels Up, which is an Atlanta-based private jet company backed by Delta, and they said, yeah, we're feeling the effect, but we've been able to work around it. And in some ways, some private jet companies say they benefit, right, because they're getting some business from people who want more stability and more certainty when commercial air travel right now feels so iffy.
Sure. Now, for years, I flew out of Peachtree DeKalb Airport. That's where the WSB chopper was. And there was a majority of the planes there were private jets. Not a majority, but that's a private jet hub. Yeah. Does this impact like airports like Peachtree DeKalb Airport or Charlie Brown Airport?
No, and that's a good note. It does not. It's as of now, the FAA rule is just on 12 of the busiest commercial aviation airports, just trying to do anything they can to alleviate pressure on the air traffic controllers in these towers that have the biggest volume of flights to deal with every day.
So yesterday, Emma, air traffic controllers missed their second paycheck. It's tough to imagine with so many Americans living paycheck to paycheck, missing two of them. Have you been able to talk either on or off the record with air traffic controllers on what it's like in those towers right now without getting paid?
Yeah, I have, and it really is difficult. And each controller, you can tell, is empathetic to their colleagues who feel like they can't show up to work because they need to find a way to make money in some other form. I mean, the union told a story yesterday of someone who had donated plasma twice, a controller who was still showing up to work, getting a second job on their one day off a week, by the way, driving DoorDash and donating and selling plasma. So it's really tough. And these controllers, they work really close together, and it's small groups in the Atlanta Tower. And I mean, just for numbers, like in the Atlanta Tower on Saturday, we know that at one point, 18 of 22 controllers did not show up for work. That's a small group of your colleagues. And so you know each other quite well. It's a tight-knit community. And so when you don't show up, you're putting your colleague in a tough spot where they'll just have to do more. I sense a lot of empathy and understanding despite that within the controller community, knowing, hey, this is tough for all of us.
I mean, we talked about that number yesterday, 4 out of 22. That's almost untenable. Like it's a miracle they get any flights in and out of the world's busiest. Final question for you, Emma, and I'm sorry, you might not know the answer to this, but let's just say best case scenario, the government reopens Thursday morning. How quickly will the air traffic controllers, the TSA workers get that back pay? Do we have any idea how long that's going to take?
We don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Again, I'll just point to the Air Traffic Controllers Union was asked that yesterday, and he said it took 2.5 months to claw back all the back pay, because it's also the question of, are they going to get their back pay as well? And I think given the federal government's messaging on this, there is some confusion and concern about whether they'll get all of it and at what point. I know that Secretary of Transportation, obviously since the DCA crash in particular, has made air traffic control a massive priority. And so he's been out advocating very loudly, but we don't know. And so, again, when we talk about what it will take to come back to normal, that's definitely one key data point that we need in order to know how soon before it comes back to normal.
Indeed. Emma Hurt from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Emma, fantastic stuff as always. Thanks so much for your time.
Great to talk to you, Mark. Thank you.
Go. Check out Emma's work, ajc.com. Right now, it seems better at the airport, Deborah, as far as delays and cancellations. 54 delays at Hartsfield-Jackson, 118 cancellations. And as I talked to I was texting my buddy again off the air yesterday who works down there, and he's like, it's so light right now because people are just not going to the airport, preemptively canceling their flights, or they get word that their flight's canceled. So it might be a zoo in Tulsa and Houston, but it's really been calm and peaceful there. President Trump, by the way, commenting on the air traffic controllers, again, 18 of 24 on Saturday didn't show up to work at Hartsfield-Jackson International. Rachel Scott has more on Capitol Hill.
The president calling for air traffic controllers to be penalized if they haven't shown up for work. The president writing on social media that those who called out should leave their jobs with no payment or severance of any kind, while those who didn't take time off should get a bonus of $10,000.
We should not have had people leaving their jobs. And what I basically did is say the ones that stayed, of which there were a lot of them, I'm sending them a $10,000 bonus.
Where's that money coming from?
I don't know. I'll get it from someplace.
So President Trump did sign a bill into law back in 2019 that guarantees back pay for all federal workers.
Yeah, hopefully, again, two missed paychecks for the air traffic controllers. And I don't want to, slight the TSA agents who are also working without getting paid. For both of them, missed 2 paychecks is huge. Hopefully their back pay gets, direct deposit real quick, because that has been an absolute struggle. I actually thought about this yesterday after the show, Deborah, on the shortage of air traffic controllers, and I said, let's get the military involved in training. At some point, like who financially is getting crushed the most on these flight delays and cancellations? Like
the airlines?
Delta,
yeah,
United, American, right? They're losing, I'm making this up, $7 billion because of this. You don't think Delta and United and American, Southwest, Longoria's preferred airline, JetBlue, you don't think they'd be like, hey, let's all kick in some money to pay for more air traffic controllers, to pay for more training, to make it a more lucrative job? Look, if they each put up $5 million per airline, that could save them a $7 billion loss in the shutdown. So maybe it's time for without the air traffic controllers, there's no Delta Airlines, there's no United, there's no JetBlue. So maybe they can start, chipping into the kitty to get more air traffic controllers out there. But hopefully, Emma says, hopefully by Thanksgiving back to normal. That does me no good. No good. Noel! I'm already in the Christmas mood. Noel, let's go back live to the traffic center. Any progress on I-20 on the west side, Mike Shields?
Yeah, same progress, but still not holly and jolly, Mark, on I-20 eastbound as you leave Lithia Springs getting to I-75. Left lane back open. It looks like they're trying to open more left lanes. That's the good news with this long-standing crash and crash cleanup. Delays still start back at Thornton Road, exit 44. Use Highway 78 as an alternate. Also got a vehicle fire cleanup working in Norcross, 85 northbound Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. That's in 2 right lanes. Delays start back onto 285. Buford Highway is an alternate. This sport is brought to you by the Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola. Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola have partnered to give you the best of both worlds, all under one special deal. Get your combo ticket at AtlantaIcons.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
We only want to be around people who think exactly like us.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
God forbid you actually converse about the world.
Eric Von Hessler.
Smash and conquer, my friend.
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on Portfolio X-ray, or click on Full Retirement Plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Get your home holiday ready with Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Schedule 3 rooms at just $45 a room and add a hallway for only $1 more when you mention WSB. Book now at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Considering a new roof? FGA Roofing offers a free roof assessment. Mention Tim Andrews and your free quote will be discounted $750. And that's good for 1 year. Ask about their 0% financing plans. Visit FGARoofing.com for a quote today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
9:53 on the Mark Arum Show. Congrats to Karen from Kennesaw. She won our first turkey on our Take Our Turkey Tuesday. You'll have 2 more chances to win a turkey in the 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock hours here on the Mark Arum Show. We're going to do it this Tuesday and the following next Tuesdays, thanks to Reliable Heating and Air, providing 3 free turkeys every Tuesday. Take Our Turkey Tuesday. So congrats to Karen in Kennesaw. And congrats to Drake Baldwin of your Atlanta Braves. Drake won the National League Rookie of the Year award, the 10th Brave to ever win the award. Bittersweet for me, Deborah. Bittersweet.
Why is that?
So I love Drake Baldwin, love the Braves. So happy he won. I used to own the greatest Drake Baldwin baseball card in existence.
You probably showed it to me here in the studio.
Yes. Is his first Bowman Superfractor auto. Got it years ago. I was a big believer. And then he had that really great start to the season this year. And I was like, I need to sell it. You know, I've learned in the past.
You offloaded it too early.
I did. I mean, I was very happy, but oh man, I wish I had. So it's a bittersweet day for me. But congrats to Drake Baldwin. Fantastic. And he's from Wisconsin, I believe. He was
Oconomowoc?
Something like that. He was a great hockey player, too.
Everybody's a great hockey player
yes,
in Wisconsin.
Exactly. Love the Drake. Love the Drake. Also love Tyler Perry. Perhaps one of the most generous Atlantans. Tyler Perry stepping up again in these uncertain economic times, starting to make some rather large donations, Deborah.
Yeah, and we know that he loves to do this around this time of year, but Tyler Perry has donated about $1.4 million to charities to help out during this government shutdown. So things like the Atlanta Community Food Bank.
Good for
him. So we work with them,
nice.
right? Other places, Baby to Baby, Meals on Wheels, specifically here in Atlanta, Caring for Others, All for Lunch, Ron Clark Academy, and Gooder. And that kind of covers everything from seniors to kids, every part of the community.
So
he kind of hit everything in that. And it doesn't say how much he gave to whatever, but it's a lot of money that those charities can use. And his quote was, if you've never been poor, you don't fully understand the benefits of
That's
SNAP.
what I said. Knowing Tyler's background, 100% he was a SNAP recipient as a youngster. You know, famously, I think he was living in his car for a long time. So how much? 1.7 million?
About 1.4 million to
1.4
different
million.
charities, yeah.
I'm going to make this pledge. Tyler, if you're listening, if you cast me in a movie, whatever the pay is, I will donate that pay to the Atlanta Community Food Bank. I'm not an actor, but if you my brother's an actor. I'm going to make the pledge for him. If you cast my brother, a professional actor, in one of your movies, he will donate his paycheck to the Atlanta Community Food Bank. Tyler Perry, we're lucky to have him here. We are.
If you want to come in studio, we'll donate
yeah,
some money to the Atlanta Community Food Bank.
Absolutely. I love Tyler Perry. So generous. I love Chick-fil-A. I don't love this. I'm not going to steal anyone's joy because I'm just not a fan of this type of food. But Chick-fil-A is introducing, for the first time, or reintroducing, sweet potatoes to their menu.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with Chick-fil-A, so I don't know if this was on the menu before, but they've got some seasonal offerings, they're calling it. It's sweet potato, fried,
It's a fried pie, I believe.
Fried pie.
Which I might take.
And sweet potato waffle fries.
That's where, Is
that where you can? And they're only available here in Georgia, so if you're in it, and I know Chick-fil-A is expanding, but you're not going to be able to get this outside of Georgia, and it's only a limited time, too.
I just can't with sweet potatoes. I once stayed early on, took a girl to Rock Bottom Brewery in Buckhead for our first date, and she gets the cheeseburger and fries and then gets sweet potato fries. That was it. I was like, we're incompatible.
You don't like sweet potato fries?
Disgusting.
Disgusting. I love them.
That's why you and I broke up early in our relationship, Longoria. Anyway, I'm not going to steal your joy. If you love them, fine. I'm just not going to eat them. And in Fred Blankenship, you're listening, pumpkin pie is still superior to sweet potato pie. All right, news, weather, and traffic in 2. When we come back, the latest on the end of the government shutdown. We'll update our top local stories and the latest on those big betting scandals in Major League Baseball and the NBA. All that next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Day 2 of wool hat season. Hey, I warned you. It's Mark Arum back from my pals at Advanced Hair. Are you wearing that wool hat just to hide your receding hairline, your bald spot, or your thinning hair? Fix it right now before the holidays with the advanced treatment from Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair offers the proven guaranteed solution that regrows your hair where it's currently gone. Best yet, it's a quick, simple, one-day treatment, and your real hair begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So, if you want your hair back, now's the time. Advanced Hair is the place. It takes just one visit, but first, you need a free consultation. I want you to schedule now, 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR, or advancedhair.com. And if you move forward, you get $250 off plus 250 free grafts. One-day treatment, life-changing results, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow online at advancedhair.com.
Rates are continuing to get better, and lots of folks are taking advantage of them by calling Myland. This is Scott Slade. Access the equity in your home with a home equity line of credit or cash-out refinance. Then use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debts, student loans, basement or kitchen remodels, or anything else you need. These guys and gals are the best I've seen, and that's why I've been recommending them for over a decade. Local experts you can trust. Why would you call anyone else? Every month, Myland closes a loan that other lenders just can't do. Also, Myland wanted me to let you know they're still growing, currently hiring for their incredible sales team. If you or someone you know might be interested in joining one of Atlanta's premier mortgage lenders, give them a call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. We're going to start with this. It is brand new here at 10 o'clock. A former Bartow County jailer is now behind bars this morning at the facility where he worked for nearly 2 decades.
It'll be 2 years in the Bartow County Jail for 44-year-old Gregory Allen after he pleads guilty to having a sexual relationship with an inmate he was supposed to watch over 3 years ago. Allen asked to serve his sentence at the jail where he worked from 2005 until he was fired in 2022. That means he may end up being supervised by some of his former co-workers. And the female inmate who brought the charges against Allen was originally arrested for shoplifting makeup. She calls herself a victim of coercion. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
All right, it's cold this morning. Sunny skies, though, and it's going to stay cold all day. Afternoon highs around 47, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. And you think it's cold here? We'll be thankful you're not in Chicago or New York today. Meteorologist Rob Marciano says some parts of northern Indiana got more than a foot of snow, and that's a lot for November.
The snows keep coming off the lake, so that's still an issue. Matter of fact, we got flurries all the way down here into the New York metro area. There you see the radar very active. Another pulse for Chicago, but Syracuse, east of Cleveland, Erie, Buffalo, Binghamton, you're all getting it, but just a few inches of snow expected there, and then moderating temperatures, thankfully, as we go towards the end of the week.
All right, so try to stay warm. And if this is any indication, we could be in store for a really bad flu season. Influenza cases overseas are raising concerns. In the UK, they are seeing flu early this year, and cases are 3 times higher than this same time last year. In Japan, it's so bad they've had to close schools down there. The reason is there's a new flu strain circulating, the H3N2, and this year's flu vaccine may not be a match for that new strain, but the vaccine could lessen the severity of flu. DeKalb County School Board moving forward with a multi-million-dollar plan to expand upgraded campus security.
New security vestibules will now be at all 138 DeKalb County schools. Vestibules secured on both the outside and inside. They'll be unique to each school's design. Typically, storefront glass doors are coated with security film, while Lefko's design of a reception vestibule includes a bulletproof window. East Blast money will pay for the upgrades, which are expected to start seeing installations next summer. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Did you hear about this? A woman is suing an Army gynecologist accused of secretly recording her medical exams at Fort Hood in Texas. In an exclusive interview with NBC, the military spouse, identified as Jane Doe to protect her identity, has a message for Army leaders.
Shame on you for letting this happen. Shame on you for not taking action. Shame on you for letting this predator continue to practice.
The lawsuit accuses Dr. Blaine McGraw of sexually exploiting, manipulating, and secretly recording scores of women under his care. Investigators say they found thousands of images and videos on his devices, possibly involving hundreds of his patients. The doctor has been suspended while the Army is investigating. There is progress on Capitol Hill with a potential deal on the table to end the government shutdown nearly 6 weeks into it. Some Senate Democrats agreeing to join forces with Republicans to end the longest shutdown in U.S. history. And it is impacting air travelers. They're feeling the impacts.
Up here, I think it was maybe a 2-hour delay, but I was lucky with United. I have lounge access, so I just
sit back.
Airlines are expected to cancel 6% of their flights at 40 of the busiest airports in the U.S., including here in Atlanta today, to comply with an order from the Federal Aviation Administration amid the government shutdown, an increase from the earlier 4% of cutbacks. Officials saying that could go to 10% by Friday. All right, let's take a look at the markets. The Dow currently up 122 at 47,491. NASDAQ is down here at the 10 o'clock hour, and the S&P is also in the red. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Good morning. A little bit better news for folks rolling out of Douglasville and Lithia Springs. That car carrier crash happened around 7:30 this morning. All lanes are open. They are clearing that on the shoulder. I-20 eastbound past Fulton Industrial Boulevard, though we may have new trouble now. It looks to be right at I-20 east at Thornton Road. Thornton Road southbound is jammed. A lot of folks trying to take Fulton Industrial north up to Hollowell Parkway, so all of those delays will shake out on the surface streets. And car fire cleanup in Norcross. A couple of right lanes knocked out on 85 northbound before Jimmy Carter Boulevard. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and staying chilly today. High 47, clear and cold tonight. Lows in the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow, sunshine trending warmer. High 63, climbing to the upper 60s by Thursday.
It is 36 degrees right now in Tucker and Mableton, 37 here in Atlanta. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Take Our Turkey Tuesday to you. Mark Aram here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Aram Show, heard live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The Fantastic Four is with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls in mere minutes. I'm going to give you another chance to win a turkey on our Take Our Turkey Tuesday, sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air. Coming up in 30 minutes, Scott Slade's going to join us live on why Veterans Day is so important. And again, happy Veterans Day to all that have served or continue to serve. Justin Gray's going to join us live in studio. But obviously, the big story today, the possibility of the end of the government shutdown. The Senate voted last night 60-40 to get this thing to the House, waiting on the House members to get back in session to approve this. Best case scenario, it seems like the government will reopen maybe Thursday morning. 8 Democrats voted with Republicans to pass this out of the Senate and send it to the House. One of those, Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, he was on CBS Mornings this morning with Tony Dokoupil. Hope I'm pronouncing that name right, from CBS Mornings.
You've been voting with Republicans to reopen the government. Now some of your fellow Democrats have decided to join you, and we're on a path to reopening. What do you think changed the minds of your colleagues to make them see things the way you've been seeing them?
I think collectively within the caucus, they realized this has to end. And now the kinds of mass chaos now that we've been facing. And, I've been one of the very few that have been voting consistently from the beginning that it's always wrong to shut our government down.
A lot of Democratic infighting, as we mentioned last hour. I should note the 2 Georgia senators, Ossoff and Warnock, did not vote with Republicans there. We'll see what happens in the House. I believe only one Republican, Paul from Kentucky, voted with the Democrats, but it did pass 60-40. Any updates on that, we will bring them to you here on 95.5 WSB. And as we heard from Karen Travers last half hour, ABC News White House correspondent, she seemed to indicate that President Trump was very happy with the deal and with the few concessions that Republicans did make to Democrats. So the president happy because he eventually has to sign this. So it looks like full steam ahead as soon as the House gets back on the floor and can vote on this. I mentioned last segment, Deborah, so many Americans living paycheck to paycheck. How? I'm not even going to make you guess because this number stunned me. A new Bank of America data came out. The nation's largest bank, Bank of America, and just from there, this isn't a poll or a survey or anything, but Bank of America has access to all of these Americans' checking and savings account. According to Bank of America, 1 in 4 Americans now living paycheck to paycheck. So you think about the air traffic controllers that now have missed 2 paychecks. You got to assume 1 in 4 Americans, there are already folks in that industry that were living paycheck to paycheck, and they just missed two. Matt Egan has more on that Bank of America data.
Look, living paycheck to paycheck, that's a financial high wire act, and yet it's something that a growing number of Americans are experiencing right now. Now, Bank of America, by looking at their internal data, they're estimating that about a quarter, 24% of all households are living paycheck to paycheck this year. Now, that is a slight increase from last year, and it continues a trend where this figure of people who are living paycheck to paycheck is moving in the wrong direction. So what exactly does it mean to live paycheck to paycheck? Well, Bank of America defines it as households that are spending over 95% of their income on necessities, right? Stuff like housing, gasoline, groceries, and childcare as well. Of course, that leaves little to nothing left over for the nice to haves, like going out to dinner, let alone for savings for a rainy day. This can really be financially stressful. Now, the good news here is that Bank of America said that the increase of people who are living paycheck to paycheck, that has slowed a bit. And that's because middle income households and higher income households, it's been kind of status quo there. The bad news is that there's been a significant increase in lower income households that are living paycheck to paycheck, going from about 27% in 2023 to 29% now. Now, this is because a lot of people, their paychecks are not keeping up with prices, particularly lower income households. Their wages are not going up by as much as they were and not by as much as prices are right now. Now, as you can imagine, some of this kind of varies geographically. Bank of America said this is a particular problem along the mid-Atlantic and the East Coast, right? States like Delaware, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, also out west in a number of different states, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado as well. Bottom line, Sarah, I do think that this all just speaks to the economic anxiety that's out there. President Trump, in that clip we played earlier with Kevin, he sounded kind of dismissive, right? He said that the U.S. economy has never been stronger, that this is a con job conjured up by the Democrats, and that the polls are fake. But this is not based on polling, right? This is based on internal Bank of America account data that shows that this financial stress is all too real.
1 in 4 Americans now living paycheck to paycheck. The stress on the middle class is more significant than ever. And if you've never lived paycheck to paycheck, consider yourself lucky. I think a majority of, I know all of us in this room have lived paycheck to paycheck and might still be living paycheck to paycheck. You just have to feel, especially as we get closer to the holiday season, having to live paycheck to paycheck and then being a government worker and not getting that paycheck. It's just incomprehensible. I don't know how you're doing it, but keep your chin up. Hopefully those paychecks will come in just a little bit. In just a little bit, we're going to give away another turkey in our Take Our Turkey Tuesday giveaway. Right now, though, join us on the show, correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory, good morning. Now, 2 of the big 4 sports leagues in the United States, the NBA and Major League Baseball, embroiled in betting scandals. These betting scandals, how are they going to impact A, these professional sports leagues, and B, legalized and non-legal gaming overall?
Well, yeah, and just to define some basic terms, I'm not an expert here, but these prop bets are sort of little side bets about, whether or not the player scores how many free throws or how many times they'll throw a fastball or how fast that fastball will be. So it's these little side bets, not necessarily playing or betting on who wins and loses the game. And this is where we're finding a lot of this corruption is seeping into the system. This past weekend, there was an indictment unsealed that found or accuses 2 pitchers from Cleveland of essentially timing what kind of pitch they were going to throw, how fast that throw was going to be, and they were doing it in league with their friends in the Dominican Republic who were placing these prop bets and earning some pretty big money, around $500,000 roughly, according to this indictment. So now Major League Baseball is trying to get ahead of things, a little late maybe, by putting a limit on the bets for individual pitches to just $200 per bet, and then you can't parlay them into something else as well that could be a bigger payout. So they're trying to approach some sort of a control here. But don't look for us to unravel the connection now between gambling and sports. It seems too interwoven into our culture.
Yeah, the toothpaste is already out of the tube. Let me go back to that $500 million number that you just referenced there, Rory. Is that what the gamblers made on these thrown prop bets, or is that what the players allegedly made by throwing these prop bets?
Well, what we know, there was about $500,000. It's $500,000, not $500 million. $500,000 in bets that were placed on the speed and outcome of certain pitches.
Gotcha.
Including some that landed in the dirt. And now this is according to the 23-page indictment. So that was the amount of betting that was placed. They did find that some bets won, some lost, and that kind of a thing. But yeah, there was some pretty serious money. And it was that high dollar amount that actually caught the attention of some of these app operators who tipped off Major League Baseball, who then tipped off the feds.
Yeah, interesting. Rory O'Neil joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. So we've got limited now on what you can bet on these prop bets, an agreement by the league and by the sports betting operations, the apps, if you will. The NFL and the NHL, notably not yet involved in this. Do you think maybe they get out in front of, because you can do prop bets on both of those sports as well. Do you think we see movement from those leagues to try to limit those prop bets as well?
It's certainly a possibility. Before the indictments come, right, do they sort of try to get ahead of things, maybe especially going into the Super Bowl, try to put new caps on things? But look, in many ways, these prop bets are also ways to bring in new fans because, they'll be what color are the shoes going to be? How long is the national anthem going to be? So you can be this amateur bettor and still get in on the action, even if you don't know who the players are. And these apps really apply to young men in particular, people under 35, under 30 probably, between 18 and 30, we hope, to get them involved in this. And because it can be such a basic, simple, often inexpensive bet, this is the way to lure a lot of people into sports gambling.
Yeah, you and I are old enough to remember the Pete Rose betting saga back in the late 80s and 90s, which eventually got him banned from baseball. It's a different world now. That was just you bet on the games or the number of runs scored, but now you can literally bet on every single pitch. Final question for you before we go, Rory. Georgia hosting Texas this weekend. The Bulldogs 6-point favorites. Are you taking the points or are you giving the points? Who's going to win this game?
Only because of who I'm talking to am I going to say Georgia. But, being from New England, we had one college football game, right? It was Doug Flutie. It was Boston College. Yeah. That's the only college football game ever spoken of in New England. The Harvard-Yale game was never really a barn burner.
Jimmy the Greek, he is not. Rory O'Neil, as always, appreciate your time, my friend.
Rory the Irish. I'll take it. Thanks, Mark.
See you, buddy. What's fascinating about this and prop betting is betting on one individual player. How many points will Trae Young score for the Hawks? How many strikeouts will Spencer Strider have for the Braves? Those can be controlled by the player. Imagine whatever your job is right now. We'll use my job, for example. Imagine if people could bet on your performance. Like, will Mark Arum mess up his traffic toss to Ashley Fraskin a little bit? I have the ability to control that. I can purposely screw up the traffic toss and tell my friends, hey, Chris Crawford, you degenerate gambler, bet $1,000 that I'm going to mess up the traffic toss. Or if you're a waiter, someone could bet on your performance, like, oh, he's going to that's a table of 8. I'm betting $500 he messes up at least one thing on that order. It's crazy that's what prop betting can do. That's why I find it ridiculous when people will bet on the length of the national anthem of the Super Bowl. That the person singing, give me a national anthem singer you'd love to hear, Deborah.
Whitney Houston. Again.
Whitney Houston, resurrected, is going to sing the national anthem. And the over-under is 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Whitney can control how long she says, free. Wow, that was ugly. At the end of the bet. So Whitney can say to Longoria, her bodyguard, my bodyguard, and say, hey, I'm going to go long, Longo. Throw 10K on this. It's so malleable. It's so like you're an insurance salesman. How many contracts is Bobby going to close today? Oh, Bobby's our top performer. He's going to close over 3. Bobby could be like, oh, all right. No, I'll just close 2 and take an early lunch and then have my buddies bet on it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this isn't just like who's going to win the game. All right, let's see if I mess up the traffic toss. 10:18 on the Mark Arum Show. Oh, by the way, when we come back after Ashley's immaculate traffic performance, we're going to give away another turkey. Take Our Turkey Tuesday continues. We're going to give away another turkey. Speaking of...
turkeys?
Lovely birds. I don't know. What's going on? See, I messed up the traffic toss. You would have won that bet, Ashley.
I would have. Well, I've got a lot better news for folks rolling out of Cobb County and Douglas County in the western suburbs. It's been a mess all morning on I-20 eastbound. Car carrier crash clearing on the shoulder. Lanes are open now. 20 eastbound past Fulton Industrial Boulevard. All the surface streets are starting to get a little bit better in the area and still have some delays rolling out of Duluth, though it's not bad. On 85 South, you're just sluggish getting down to Indian Trail. Traffic brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games from almost anywhere on any device. Go to GALottery.com, click on DigiGames. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
Informative and topical when you want it.
And he's involved in keeping Chinese communist students at American University.
And a break when you need it.
I forgot to leave food out for the cat. Can you go check on the cat?
Eric Erickson.
By belittling other people, you show your tribal loyalty.
Today, starting at noon, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, friends, have you filed an insurance claim for a roof replacement only to be denied? Are you not sure what to do? You're not alone. Dr. Roof here to help. Hey, it's Mark Arum. Dr. Roof specializes in reviewing the storm damage and getting your roof replaced. They've been around for over 37 years and can help you with all of your options. Don't settle for a denied or partial insurance claim. Get the roof you deserve with Dr. Roof. Online at drroof.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well. And I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now. 404-400-1170.
Some friends one time sent my wife and me Omaha steaks for Christmas, and they sent it to our old house. We had moved out of it and not yet sold it. Went to the house. I could smell the steak before I saw it. Didn't know who sent it to me. Called Omaha Steaks. Not only did they send me a brand new package to my house, they told me who had sent it to me so I could send a thank you note. It was incredible customer service. And I've been sending gifts from Omaha Steaks because how great their customer service is ever since. You can get the Sizzle All the Way sale right now, 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com, and you get an extra $35 off with promo code ERIC, E-R-I-C-K, at checkout. You can get incredible options. My wife began her love affair of caramel apple tartlets with that package Omaha Steaks sent to us. You can too. Get the fillets, get the New York strips. Omcom, 50% off right now. The Sizzle All the Way sale, $35 off extra with promo code ERIC at checkout. Minimum order required. omahasteak.com.
Normally, Rufus doesn't like the vet, but these veterans are his favorite. They protect our country. Veterans Day is November 11th, and Findlay Roofing honors our local vets. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Right now, veterans get a special $1,500 discount on roof replacement. Offer ends Veterans Day. 0% financing is available. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com.
I love you. I really love you.
Ditto. Oh, what an emotional movie. That was Ghost. That was Demi Moore. She turned 63 years old today. Ex-wife of Bruce Willis. How's Bruce doing, by the way? Have we heard? Is Bruce holding up?
The latest update I got, like his kids will post online,
Yeah.
and his wife will post that he's basically just...
So sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Demi, I know Demi still has a relationship with her ex, Bruce Willis. Anyway, Demi Moore, 63 years old. All right, our Take Our Turkey Tuesday continues. Let's give away another bird. 42nd day of the shutdown. Thank you. That means the 42nd caller to Vinny Drip at 404-872-0750. 42nd caller Vin to 404-872-0750 wins a free turkey on our Take Our Turkey Tuesday, courtesy of Reliable Heating Air, the Mark Aram Show at 95.5 WSB. One more chance in our Take Our Turkey Tuesday in the 11 o'clock hour, chance to gobble up a turkey. All right, this guy's a turkey. He's in prison. It's Puff Daddy. He's P. Diddy. He has a prison job, Deborah. What is his job in the prison?
Yeah, well, Diddy has officially been in jail for about 2 weeks now, and he's already got a job, and everyone's saying it's kind of cushy because he's been working at the chapel, which we know, we saw that in Oz, right?
Yeah.
That seems like the actually kind of safe place to be,
Sure.
maybe. Apparently, he is there kind of tidying up the chaplain's library. Now,
That's
some people
one
say
of the
this
least shankable jobs.
Some people
in
saying
Oz.
this is only given to people that have done like good behavior.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of surprised that's where he ended up right now.
Would they let a Jewish man be in the chapel cleaner-upper?
What's a chapel? I think it's non-denominational.
Oh, non-denominational.
Right? Yeah.
I always default, again, God bless, I never, ever, but I'd want to work in the kitchens. You control the food, you control the prison. I can make a mean mashed potato. I can open up canned corn with the best of them. Anyway, speaking of prisons, Ghislaine Maxwell wants a commutation. We'll update that story in just a little bit. Coming up next, though, Scott Slade joins us live on this Veterans Day, why it's such an important day here in America. Social media is up and active throughout the broadcast at Mark Airman at WSB Radio.
At Castile Heating and Cooling, we know the holidays bring joy, laughter, and lots of people messing with the thermostat. Uncle Steve visiting from out west wants the heat cranked way up, and all the roughhousing little cousins want it Arctic. Castile will keep your HVAC system running strong all season long with expert installation and same-day emergency service. And right now, get up to $5,000 off a new HVAC system install, plus flexible financing available on installs and major repairs. Book CastileAir.com today.
They say nothing is certain in life except death and taxes, but here in Georgia, I want you to go ahead and add roaches to that list. They're everywhere. Can't avoid them, but you can protect your home and family from those nasty bugs. Mark Aram here for Breda Pest Management, the only folks I trust to get rid of roaches in my home. Did you notice I said in my home? Of course, it's the roaches inside that you want gone. That's why it's so ridiculous to me that many companies have stopped going inside homes. That's just an industry trick to save them time and money while leaving your home at risk. And they raise their prices, doing less and charging more. You better call Breda, friends. Breda's got your back, protecting the outside and inside of your home. Breda Pest Management, they handle bugs and critters like those disgusting roaches. BREDA Pest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Nate Bargatze, Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. State Farm Arena, Saturday and Sunday, November 15th and 16th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
Day 2 of wool hat season. Hey, I warned you. It's Mark Aram back from my pals at Advanced Hair. Are you wearing that wool hat just to hide your receding hairline, your bald spot, or your thinning hair? Fix it right now before the holidays with the advanced treatment from Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair offers the proven guaranteed solution that regrows your hair where it's currently gone. Best yet, it's a quick, simple, one-day treatment, and your real hair begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So, if you want your hair back, now's the time. Advanced Hair is the place. It takes just one visit, but first, you need a free consultation. I want you to schedule now, 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR, or advancedhair.com. And if you move forward, you get $250 off plus 250 free grafts. One-day treatment, life-changing results, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow online at advancedhair.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta AMCO dealers. The government shutdown is making air travel for some very much of a headache. Gio Benitez is talking with some who are impacted today.
We just met a family who came up to us here because they heard us talking about getting on that earliest flight possible. They have a 1:30 flight this afternoon that's already being delayed and delayed and delayed. So they came early to the airport to try to change that and see, hey, maybe there's an earlier flight that I can jump on. That's what you want to try to do.
And we are a day away from a possible House vote on a budget bill that passed the Senate overnight to end the government shutdown. Check back for updates. All right, your weather for today. It's going to be sunny but cold. Afternoon highs only around 47, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. 44-year-old Gregory Allen was a jailer in Bartow County. Now he's behind bars at the same jail where he worked until his firing in 2022. He's been sentenced to 2 years behind bars after pleading guilty to having a sexual relationship with a female inmate 3 years ago. This is new this morning. Atlanta police investigating a deadly shooting involving at least one teenager.
Officers were called to a residence on Lois Place in northwest Atlanta after reports of shots being fired. There, police found a 16-year-old suffering from a gunshot wound to the arm. He was conscious and alert and was transported to the hospital for treatment. Police also located another male victim who had sustained gunshot wounds, but he did not survive. At this time, police say they have not determined a motive or identified suspects in the case. The Atlanta Homicide Unit is now conducting their investigation. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
4 months after the July 4th flooding, a catastrophe in Texas, 7 of the families who lost children in the floodwaters are accusing Camp Mystic of negligence. They filed the first lawsuit since the disaster. Part of the camp sits along a river that flooded after heavy rain. Jason Allen is following.
The terrifying flash flood deaths of 25 girls and 2 camp counselors were due to the negligence of camp owners and were entirely preventable, according to 2 new lawsuits.
This wasn't an act of God. This was an act of pure complacency.
Back in August, Blake Bonner told Texas lawmakers that his daughter Lila paid the price for following an emergency plan at Camp Mystic that was destined to fail.
Now the camp says it does plan to open again next summer on a part of the property that did not flood in July. A new study this morning finds chronic diseases like diabetes, cancer, and obesity are not just rising among humans. But dogs, cats, dairy farms, dairy cows, they are also suffering more. More than half of domestic dogs and cats, they say, are overweight. Diabetes rates in cats have quadrupled in just the last 15 years. And romance scams have cheated people out of billions of dollars. The FBI reporting this morning more than $50 billion in losses between 2020 and 2024. And one man's face has been used over and over to cheat people out of money. He's talked with Cherry Preston this morning.
He's the face of 1,000 scams.
These people are being scammed by my, image and likeness. And being asked for money, and it's so awful.
63-year-old California fitness trainer Scott Cole tells ABC News pictures of him have been used by romance scammers for the past 15 years. One woman, Jennifer Lisa, is from Germany and says someone used Scott's image but passed himself off by the name of Kevin.
I was, of course, disappointed that I have been betrayed.
Cole says he reports the bogus accounts whenever he finds them, but more just keep popping up.
And the most recent data indicates that romance scam losses here in Georgia have reached more than $25 million. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca's in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. She has a look at your roads.
That daily slowdown trying to get out of Stockbridge on 75 southbound, ramping on from 675, sluggish getting past Hudson Bridge. Finally better, though volume remains on the West Freeway, I-20 eastbound headed in past Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Still shaking out the delays. Folks use those alternates all morning long. Thornton Road southbound heavy getting down to Riverside Parkway, and Fulton Industrial Boulevard northbound still backed up trying to head up to Hollowell Parkway. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Sunny skies and staying chilly today, high 47. Temperatures close to freezing tonight with lows in the low to mid-30s. Tomorrow, trending warmer with a high of 63. Warm sunshine on Thursday, high 67.
It is 37 degrees in Johns Creek. Jefferson, you have 38, and it's 37 degrees right now in Dunwoody. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Coming Wednesday on Atlanta's Morning News, how soon the warm-up arrives in our exclusive 5-day forecast, and why Clark Howard says the price isn't the price when it comes to buying a car. I'm Chris Chandler. We start at 5 on WSB.
Veterans Day is not just a date on the calendar. It's a promise to remember, a promise to honor, a promise to serve those who served us.
That's Republican Governor Kim Reynolds of Iowa honoring those on Veterans Day. Scott Slade joins us live to discuss Veterans Day 2 minutes away on The Mark Arum Show.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
Hey friends, it's Mark Arum back from my pals at Reliable Heating and Air. Check it out. This season, Reliable Heating and Air is giving up to $2,000 cash back when you upgrade to a high-efficiency water heater and whole home water purification system. $2,000. You want to do one or the other? It's $1,000 cash back. Amazing. For my friends at Reliable, book your free consultation by going to reliableair.com. Stay warm, stay hydrated, stay paid with Reliable.
Steel Horse Law knows that your bike is made of steel, but your heart is made of gold. If someone causes you to lay your bike down, you deserve the very best from an experienced firm that knows bikers because they are bikers. Eric Von Hassler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. They're local, so they understand the changes to Georgia law, and you'll meet directly with your attorney, not just an assistant like the mega firms. Schedule your free accident evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
10:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Congrats to Thomas in Bethlehem. He won a turkey on our Take Our Turkey Tuesday. Next chance for you to win a turkey on Take Our Turkey Tuesday, brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, coming up in 1 hour on the Mark Arum Show. Joining us live, as he does every Tuesday at this time, he is no turkey. He is a WSB legend, Mr. Scott Slade. Scott, happy Veterans Day, my friend.
Hey, thank you very much, Mark. Same to you. Always good to be with you. Did you see any snow yesterday?
Apparently there were flurries at the Arum house, but Mark Arum and Soba Arum were in a nap, so I did not actually see the flurries.
Yeah, I actually did. It's cold enough for snow, and then now it's warming up, and that's the good news, right? On this Veterans Day holiday, an awful lot of celebrations and commemorations were held over the weekend, but today is the day. Originally Armistice Day, until Eisenhower proclaimed it Veterans Day in 1954. Estimates for the number of veterans residing in Georgia, Mark, approximately 700,000. That's about 6.25% of the population. California, Texas, Florida have the most per state, but Georgia easily makes the top 10. So there's an awful lot of reasons to have mad respect for veterans and their service. And we now have, once again, a Georgian in the chair of the Veterans Affairs Administration, right? Doug Collins, an old friend of mine, the VA secretary. I haven't caught up with Doug lately. I need to do that. But I did catch a comment from him on WTKR TV in Hampton Roads, Virginia. That's in the Norfolk area, huge military area. And Commissioner Collins, Secretary Collins, was talking about the changes at the VA that he's overseeing that are underway right now.
Well, some of the biggest changes start off with the very fact that the VA is now focused on veterans first, and that's what we're not inwardly focused on our bureaucratic things that go on in our industry, in our organization, and our employee base. We're focused on, are we doing the things that we're supposed to be doing to take care of veterans? And how that's translating out is that we're cutting the backlog of disability claims. That we're over 125 days, over 150,000 have been cut in just the last 6 months, making sure that we're actually getting claims benefits to the veteran quicker, getting them better answers so that they can move into the system and move on with their life. We've also been working with our hospitals, opening up new clinics, over 20, one in your area as well, over 20 new clinics in just the last 10 months to make sure that our health care is getting delivered not only in our hospitals, but out in the communities where our veterans live. And we're also making it easier to get to the community care and making it easier for our doctors to practice medicine instead of worrying about all the bureaucratic red tape with internal VA stuff. We're just putting it for the veterans first. Pretty simple.
VA Secretary Doug Collins. I need to catch up with him on what they're doing at the Atlanta VA. It's been troubled over the years for service.
What's remarkable to me, Scott, is that in these increased fractured political times, the one true bipartisan issue is taking care of our veterans, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one's opposed to better care of our veterans. And with bipartisan support, this should be a no-brainer, right? That we devote the resources necessary to help those who have served this nation.
Yeah, it's a promise. It really is a promise that's made in the front end of service. It really is. And yeah, we've got to do better. And if anybody can help, perhaps Secretary Collins can. I'd like to catch up with him about that. We have mad respect for veterans across the state of Georgia, and nowhere, Mark, is that more apparent than the city of Duluth, Georgia. Now, I love this. Every year, the week before and after Veterans Day and Memorial Day, hundreds of roadside markers and American flags are planted throughout the town, each one a tribute to a service member above and beyond. Now, the Duluth Public Works Department erects those personal monuments and corners and rights away throughout the town, and their director is Audrey Turner.
It's a program that we've done since 1989. We put up close to 700 markers a year, and each of them honors a member that served, not necessarily died or was in action, only that they served. All the markers you see in Duluth are either relatives or someone who knew someone who lives within the city limits of Duluth.
How do you personally feel about this? I mean, as you're driving through this town that I know you love, and what strikes you?
I actually have two markers, a grandfather and an uncle from World War I, and two that are honored with a marker, and it means the world. It reminds you of what the ones that came before us had to do to give us the freedoms that we have now.
These markers and flags pay tribute going back as far as World War I. Duluth resident Kathy Morelli talks about a marker that she's placing again this year.
It would be my father, Robert Lamar Watkins. He served in the Korean War on the USS Point Cruz. You know, not only was he the best dad in the world, but he also believed in God, country, and family. He was on the mission that saved the Korean orphans from the orphanage in the Korean conflict. And I believe there was a movie made about that. Now, not about him, but about his mission. Not only was he the best dad in the world, but the values that he instilled in us growing up, I have passed on to my children. And hopefully the community will always remember that, you know, when you get back to the basics of just good in the world, hopefully we can continue to make this world a better place.
Yeah. It's awe-inspiring to drive around Duluth and see those hundreds of markers. They're brilliant American flags fluttering in the wind the past couple of days. Each one has the name of a service member, the closest campaign coinciding with their service from Afghanistan all the way back to World War I, Mark. And, you know, it just never gets old to be able to thank a veteran for their service, and that's one of the ways we do it.
I love that Duluth is doing that. I would hope that would inspire other towns across North Georgia to maybe follow suit and do that. That's remarkable to do that every year.
Yeah, it really is. And just, you know, to your point, I mean, it goes back to the beginning of this commitment that these young men and women make, and you say, yeah, okay, look, we're going to take care of you. And you've earned that, and we need to make sure that promise is fulfilled.
Yeah, as you mentioned, 700,000 veterans here in Georgia. Thank a veteran today. I knew you were going to talk about this, Scott, so I pulled up. If you are a veteran, this is perhaps the greatest free meal day of the year for you. Yeah. A large number of operations are offering Veterans Day meals. Applebee's, you can get a free full-sized entree from an exclusive Veterans Day menu. Classic basic bacon cheeseburger, double crunch shrimp, Scott, available. Chipotle, members of the military community, veterans and active duty with a valid ID who order any entree can get a second entree free from 4 to 8 p.m. So it's a BOGO there. Krispy Kreme. Who can resist a Krispy Kreme? Free donut and iced or hot coffee on Veterans Day. Red Lobster. All veterans, active duty military reserves can get a free shrimp and chips entree, fries and coleslaw. Starbucks, a free tall 12-ounce brewed coffee at all locations. Cracker Barrel, they've been in the news recently. Veterans and active duty military dining at nearly 660 Cracker Barrel locations get a free sunrise pancake special. Just have to show there, and anything online at 25% off. Veterans at Arby's can get a free classic roast beef sandwich. Benihana, Scott, I know you like a good Benihana.
Yeah, good shrimp flip always goes down well.
Yeah, you get up to a $59 value of a free entree there.
Wow.
Beef O'Brady's offering. Let's see other local stuff. Buffalo Wild Wings, California Pizza Kitchen, Chili's, Dave & Buster's. Fazoli's, I believe there's a couple in Cobb County. Freddy's frozen custard and steak burgers. And Golden Corral, this is really cool. All veterans, active duty, military personnel, retirees, reservists, and guardsmen get a free buffet meal from 4 p.m. to close today.
You know, it's something. You know, it's something. Everything helps. And can you search those pretty easy? Maybe Veterans Day meal deals or something like that?
Yeah, that's all I did. It's this is on usatoday.com.
Okay.
And I mean, Huddle House, IHOP, so many, let's see, Outback Steakhouse, Panera Bread. So if you're a veteran, take advantage. Just get in a car with one of your veteran buddies and go scoop up all these amazing free meals. And especially, you know, food insecurity is a real thing, Scott, but not today for our veterans on Veterans Day. Next week, I want to talk to you about the off-putting smell of some Metro.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, Metro Atlanta drinking water, but I look forward to that. Scott, thank you, as always, for spending time with us on this Veterans Day, and we'll listen to you Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Mark, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for the time, and march on.
That's it. Happy Veterans Day to all those who serve and who have served us. All right, when we come back, Justin Gray from Channel 2 Action News live in studio. Want to talk about, we talk about data centers a lot of the Mark Arum Show. An angle of the story that I didn't even know about. Justin will explain after We check the Tuesday Veterans Day drive around town. Live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. It's Ashley Frasca.
New crash on the downtown connector 7585 northbound, taking out a couple of right lanes between Freedom Parkway and Peachtree Pine Street. That has you on the brakes up from University Avenue through the heart of the city, and now finding new road work. That construction set up out of Ackworth. 75 southbound past 92 in a right lane. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB. 1 in 7 Georgians and 1 in 5 Georgia children are estimated to be food insecure.
With SNAP benefits going away and the holiday here, times are especially hard, but you can help make a difference today.
It's the annual 95.5 WSB Triple Team Traffic Food Drive.
Go to WSBradio.com and contribute to help the Atlanta Community Food Bank.
Or come out in person on Friday, November 21st to the Publix located at 11800 Haynesbridge Road in Alpharetta.
Help a local family in need. Go to WSBradio.com to find out how you can donate today.
Football season and True Atlanta Fashion Renters Warehouse going big by stuffing 24 football puns in one ad. Hope your radio's got good reception, folks. Now huddle up and listen to their pitch. If you manage your own rental property, time out, time to sack yourself and bring in backups, because giving the ball to Renters Warehouse Atlanta a much better option. Tired of fumbling around, playing defense, and penalizing your family by working overtime? They've got the playbook for success. So just hand off your property management to them and kick back while they tackle the grunt work. Their special teams know how to handle the details and help you avoid the unnecessary roughness of managing a rental. They'll screen your tenants, make sure you receive the rent on time, and help you move maintenance calls to the sidelines. One extra point: once you see how Renters Warehouse Atlanta makes property management a snap, your happiness will spike. Don't take a knee. Take control. Go to rwatlanta.com today or call 404-662-2322. That's 404-662-2322. And that is good for Renters Warehouse Atlanta.
There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. When your garage door stops working, trust A1 to get you moving again fast. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. And Dad, how do you know you've got the right gift before you give it?
You get it at D. Geller & Son. We've been helping Atlanta get it right since 1939 with real jewelry experts to walk you through Atlanta's best selection.
Whether it's silver and diamond stocking stuffers for $95, diamond hoops for $13.95, or one-of-a-kind showstoppers.
For the best selection, best quality, and best value,
trust D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Corporate megastores are spending millions lobbying D.C. politicians on one-sided policies that send small businesses tumbling. They want to enact harmful credit card mandates that take resources away from your local credit union and community bank, leaving Main Street businesses with less access to credit, making it harder for your family to pay for everyday goods like gas and groceries. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, USDA Choice boneless beef strip steaks are only $7.99 a pound in the family pack with your digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
No other exterior project changes how every room in your home looks and feels, inside and out, like new windows.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus. We offer a wide selection of window styles, materials, and features for energy efficiency, comfort, and curb appeal.
Locally owned Painting Plus. The plus means anything and everything exteriors at the highest quality, like windows.
Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
10:54 on the Mark Arum Show. Coming up next hour, live to D.C., the latest on Cross Your Fingers, the end of the record-breaking 42-day government shutdown. Joining us live in studio, no slowing or shutting down Justin Gray's investigatory work. You can see his piece tonight at Channel 2 Action News at 5. And I was really interested. Thanks for coming in, Justin, because this is a story, data centers in the metro area. We've been covering it, and we've been voicing concerns about energy use and property values. This angle, what you're covering tonight at 5, I never even thought about.
Yeah, you think about the electricity, you think about how big these are and the development, but water. They also use way more water than anything else as well, because a lot of them use water to cool all those computers.
Yes.
So we're talking water use for some of them. You think about that big Hyundai plant down near Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about like 2-3 times that amount of water a day for some of these.
And that's that campus. Campus
is the biggest thing I've ever seen.
The first time I saw it, I was driving to like Tybee or something. I'm on I-16, and I'm like, "What?" I thought it was a secret international airport that they built. It was so massive. So you're saying the data centers are going to use more water than that?
These
Kia
big
plant?
hyperscale ones they're proposing right now, the larger ones are going to use way more than that. We're talking double, triple what that one uses a day.
And I've been here long enough to know about the ongoing water wars between Georgia and Florida and all the drinking water, whether it smells or not right now, coming from our taps from Lake Lanier. And we were talking off the air about, was it the 08 drought, whatever, we couldn't water our grass.
Right, yeah.
So do we have we've been talking about, do we have the electrical capability for these data centers? Do we have the water capacity for these data centers?
And that's one of the questions we're going to be asking is, where do they rank as far as, if we are in a drought, who gets to use this water, right? These are considered critical infrastructure. They got to keep water moving to keep running. Where do you rank versus where they rank if and when we have that next drought? Because we know we're going to, right? And in Metro Atlanta, all the water is coming essentially from that one spot on the Chattahoochee River, and that's where all the water for these would be coming to. And there's just not a lot of information, too. We have some idea how much water they use. This is something we're going to get into our story, all our hunt to find out how much water these are using. In Georgia, we do have some proposed numbers, but I brought in another visual aid for the radio, which is super helpful.
No, we're live streaming. Okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but I brought in for our radio listeners a visual aid where it's just all black boxes. I'm going to show Mark
Redacted.
here. Redacted. When you try to ask how much water these places are using, they won't tell you. They've signed non-disclosure agreements the county governments have with these water.
Final quick question before we break for news. The listeners are probably wondering, could this impact my water bill at home?
And that is the big question, right? That is the one everyone wants to know, just like with electricity. Am I eventually going to pay for this? And you're getting the same kind of answers, but the question is, are those answers the real answers?
All right. This is right up my alley. I'll be watching tonight, Channel 2 Action News at 5. Intrepid investigative reporter Justin Gray. Good to
Thank
see you,
you.
my
Yeah,
friend.
great to see you as always.
Go help yourself to some
Golden
Corral
Corral out there,
grub in
right?
the
For our
newsroom,
veterans, yeah.
If Vinny didn't finish it, whatever you got.
He's got a very big plate in there, it looks like.
Good to see you as always,
Yeah.
Justin. And Mitchell, welcome aboard. We'll be right back after news, weather, and traffic. We'll go back live to the nation's capital, get the very latest on the end of the government shutdown. Social media is up and active at Mark Arum. And yes, you can see those redacted files if you're watching our live stream on YouTube or at WSBRadio.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, you're wrong. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck experts. What makes them my experts? Well, for starters, when you have Ben Hill Renovations upgrading your outdoor living space, you're dealing with professionals. You have a company building to code, current and future. You have a company pulling permits when needed, with a dedicated project manager for every job, superior craftsmanship from over 60 plus years of experience, and all backed by their workmanship warranty. Whether you want a screened-in porch, an outdoor living area, a multi-story wraparound deck, or just a simple deck with a set of stairs, Ben Hill Renovations has you covered. Plus, they offer multiple financing options, up to 18 months, no interest with affordable monthly payments. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com and set up an appointment, or visit their showroom and speak with a designer. You won't be disappointed. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. This is Veterans Day. Happening now, President Trump will be laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. As this is going on, a spending measure that would end the government shutdown is now in the hands of the House. Ryan Nobles reporting the Senate voted last night to reopen federal agencies after 8 Democrats joined Republicans to break the stalemate.
The bill receiving an endorsement from President Trump.
We're going to be opening up our country.
Its passage in the Senate was not easy, skating by with the 60 votes necessary. Most Democrats voting no, angry their party didn't fight for more on health care, warning premiums are set to go up.
Now, the House may vote as soon as tomorrow afternoon to approve the package and send it to the president, who has announced that he will support it. The bill keeps most of the government running on a short-term basis through January 30th. It was cold today, and it's going to be cold all day long, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. We're headed for an afternoon high of 47, but it'll be sunny. But warmer temperatures are on the way midweek. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. It's going to be 2 years in the Bartow County Jail for a former jailer who worked at that same facility for 18 years. What'd he do?
Gregory Allen requested that he serve his 24-month sentence at the jail where he was employed rather than a state prison. The sentence is handed down after he enters guilty pleas for sexual assault against a person in custody and violation of oath. The 44-year-old is a military veteran who has no prior criminal history. His accuser, a female inmate, calls the ordeal, quote, nothing short of dehumanizing. She was originally arrested for shoplifting makeup. Cheryl Castro, 95. 95.5 WSB.
All right, this is why you may want to go ahead and get the flu shot if you haven't already. We could be in for a very bad flu season. In the UK, they're seeing 3 times as many cases this year as they saw this time last year. In Japan, there are so many cases of influenza that schools have had to shut down. There's a new strain of flu, H3N2, that's circulating there, and it seems to spread easily among children, possibly among the elderly as well. And they say even though the vaccination is not a match for this new strain, doctors say it will still offer some protection and keep you from getting very ill if you do catch the flu. They say some protection is better than none at all. Tariffs, job uncertainty, and the longest shutdown of the federal government in U.S. history has thrown expectations for the holiday shopping season up in the air. Jim Ryan has a look at that.
The National Retail Federation says polling among its member businesses finds general optimism for spending through the end of the year and the first trillion-dollar holiday shopping season ever. At the same time, accounting giant PwC predicts a 5% drop in the average consumer spending, a 23% decline among Gen Z shoppers.
And he says across the board, everything is a little more expensive this holiday season. The markets are open today. The Dow currently up 162 at 47,531. NASDAQ is down more than 0.5%, and the S&P is also in the red. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. How are we doing on the roads?
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Not so good downtown. Still watching this crash. 7585 northbound just before Peachtree, Pine Street, exit 249B. Got a couple of right lanes knocked out. You're slow back to University Avenue. You can use Northside Drive as an alternate if you want to avoid that. Coming out of there through Ackworth, right lane construction, 75 southbound passing Highway 92, exit 277, causing a few brake lights back toward that Lake Alatuna Bridge. And a little slow on the West Freeway still, I-20 eastbound Riverside Parkway over to the West Side Perimeter. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and staying chilly today. High 47, clear and cold tonight. Lows in the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow, sunshine trending warmer. High 63, climbing to the upper 60s by Thursday.
It is 39 degrees right now in Marietta. Conyers, you have 40 degrees under sunny skies, and it is 39 right now in Decatur. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I want this town to be near you.
11:04 on this extremely busy news day. Take our Turkey Tuesday. Welcome back. Mark Airman crew with you till noon. Just a couple of minutes. We're going back live to D.C. The latest on the end. Hallelujah. Of the record-breaking 42-day and counting government shutdown. Linda Kenyon's going to join us from CBS in just a couple of minutes. Hopefully, the government will reopen. I think the best-case scenario I heard is Thursday morning. So cross your fingers. Poor Vinny's been screening calls. He is going to screen our 42nd caller in 30 minutes. Another chance for you to win a turkey in our Take Our Turkey Tuesday contest provided by Reliable Heating and Air. And usually at the end of the show, we give stars of the show. I'm going to give one out early, Deborah. Yesterday, this is just inside baseball. Deborah Longoria, Vinny, and I, there was a company-wide email sent out about some management change in not the Atlanta market, down in Florida. And company-wide, 5,000 employees probably on that email chain. And 3 people or more did the reply all thing to 5,000.
But it wasn't Shelley.
But it wasn't Shelley Winter. So Shelley Winter, he's learned from his errors in the past. Shelley, I'm giving him credit for he knowingly didn't hit reply all, or maybe he is now taken off of those company-wide emails so he doesn't reply all?
I think because he might not have known the person. You know, like when it's local,
he's
like, oh, okay, but maybe he showed some restraint.
Yeah, but anyway, mark it down. Write it down, Shaney B. Shelley Winter did not hit reply all on a company-wide 5,000-person email chain. Those I kept getting them. And then beloved Mike Calta from The Bone in Tampa was like, he commented like, hey, I'm glad you had a great time under his leadership, but he obviously didn't teach you about the reply all, rules. So I just sent Calta a message on Twitter. Anyway, welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Before we get to the latest on the reopening of the government, SNAP benefits in Georgia, even before reopening, Deborah, are we starting to see partial SNAP benefits return here in Georgia?
So it looks like here in Georgia, the state officials confirm you're going to see partial benefits for the month of November. But the question is, we don't know when they're actually going to come through, and we don't know how much they're going to be or which families are going to receive them first. So you should have those cards, and you can be able to check the balance of your cards. But unfortunately, there's no way to say, like, A through L gets it on this day, or everybody gets this amount, because since they're all kind of different depending on the size of the families and all of that. So I know it's kind of vague, but it's, at least here in Georgia, the state officials are saying you are going to get some benefits.
And I'm sure there's a website available that will provide better details as we start to progress. Georgia, there are a bunch of other states that were using supplemental funds. My home state of Connecticut, I believe, the governor there was like, we're going to fully fund SNAP, and now they might get sued for doing. I don't know what the story is, but at least partial SNAP benefits. And hopefully, as soon as the government reopens, all those SNAP bennies get back to those that need them. Relatedly, for folks that are on SNAP benefits, I know a lot of them try to get as much work as they can throughout the year, especially seasonal work during the holidays. Essential to a lot of folks right there to make ends meet. Those seasonal workers, as we get closer to the holidays, to Christmas, folks taking those part-time jobs to help pay bills at the end of the year. What kind of money is the average seasonal employee making, and is it a robust job market for seasonal workers this year?
So 60% of all seasonal workers, those are the people that you see in stores at holidays or even tree farms or anything that picks up a little bit more during the holidays. 60% of that workers say they absolutely need those funds throughout the years, not just for holidays, but just for everyday expenses to cover utilities or rent or groceries with everything happening. And the average worker says they have to earn about $6,000 just to stay financially stable.
That's a lot of money for seasonal work.
Have you ever had a Christmas job or a winter job or anything?
I would work over Christmas break when I was in college. But that was at a newspaper, and I would make $25 an article, so I wasn't getting close to $6,000. I think I would help deliver bread from the bakery in my town over Christmas break, and that was like $3.50 an hour. But nothing full. That's $6,000. How long is seasonal employment to make $6,000?
I used to work every Christmas season, and for probably like 6 years when I first graduated college.
Yeah.
And even though I had like a real job, I still, had time and needed the extra money. And it starts as early as late October or November, like stocking shelves and decorating and getting the product out. And then the Christmas rush, obviously, is Thanksgiving through Christmas, but then you have the return rush into January.
So 3 months?
Possibly 3 months. And then if they really like you as an employee, they might keep you on for like weekends or fill-in shifts or anything like that.
What jobs did you do? I'm just
You always retail.
Retail?
It was the safest place I felt to go because the stores were always
like Baby Gap?
Not Baby Gap,
No.
but lingerie stores, jewelry stores.
all right.
Yeah, you had, to me, I felt I had a better clientele and a safer work environment in those stores.
Interesting. No, I never had. I would make pittance over the holidays. Maybe best case scenario, I'd make $300-400 over Christmas break.
Yeah, I could definitely make a couple $1,000s.
That's amazing. But $6,000 to cover the seasonal costs, that's a lot of money to make in 3 months. If that's just your side job, like your regular job, and you're just taking seasonal work to make, that's a lot. Do you have this, since we're talking about, I love this story, 6-figure domestic workers. So I'm assuming domestic workers are like maids and butlers or valets, as they say, valets in Downton Abbey, which is a gentleman has a valet, helps him dress and plan. I don't know anyone that has that kind of money. But apparently there are certain areas of the country now where a live-in maid or a valet is making 6-figure salaries. I want to know more about that. And I'm assuming you get, room and board too. You live in the mansion or whatever?
It doesn't necessarily say that, but this is particularly happening after the pandemic. So normally, like a really high-end maid could have made about $60,000, which really isn't a bad starting salary for someone. I mean, you are cleaning up after other people.
Still.
And who knows what mess they're leaving. But after the pandemic, there was this surge for very high-end, very ultra-wealthy, like the Jeff Bezoses of the world, those kind of people, because they don't want just anybody coming in, no.
You got to trust them.
And one of the things it says, they have to know about like antiques or delicate art, because you can't just put Clorox bleach, the I will buy like the multi-cleaner, right? Because I know that I can use that in the bathroom and the kitchen and the floors, but you can't do that in some of these very expensive homes. So they have to be very skilled in what they're cleaning and how they clean it.
Butlers, that's the job I was thinking of.
Yeah, butlers, maids, what you said, domestic workers. And so those people are making about 6 figures to work in certain houses.
I think I'd be a good butler. Again, all of my butler knowledge.
You have a bell.
Comes from I gave it to Veronica Waters. All of my knowledge of butlers comes from Downton Abbey. But basically, you're the boss of the house. You direct what the maids do and what the cook does, and you write up the menu. I think I'd be as a supervisory role. Like, I don't want to polish the silver myself.
You could tell Vinny, hey, Vin,
Longoria. You're working in the gardens, Vin, or Longoria.
Thank you.
You handle the Downton Abbey,
right.
Fruit garden, because you produce amazing produce.
Right. That's the reason. Yeah.
That's not if again, all back to Downton Abbey, and we're going to get to the highest paying blue collar jobs a little bit later on the show. But you're making 6 figures as a butler or a lady's maid. You also get room and board. Right, you live in the house.
Some of them do. Not
well,
all
if
of
I'm
them.
going to be a butler, I'm getting room and board. You're going to feed me and you're going to clothe me. All right, continue our team coverage of the government shutdown or the possibility of the end of the government shutdown. Joining us live from the nation's capital, CBS News correspondent Linda Kenyon. Linda, good morning as always. Thanks for your time.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here, as always.
And I'm happy to report movement on the end of the government shutdown. The Senate voted 60-40 yesterday. What's the timeline when this gets to the House? And what's the best case scenario when could the government reopen?
I would say the best case scenario would be for maybe Thursday, possibly Friday. It has to go to the House. The House is out of session today for Veterans Day. Although I will say, candidly, the House has been out of session for 7 weeks.
Yes, exactly.
But the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, has called members back. Under House rules, it requires 72 hours from the time they get the legislation. That means that clock will ripen at around 4 o'clock Eastern Time, Wednesday. And then the House is expected to dispatch it rather quickly. So it could go to the president's desk Wednesday, maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, and then, of course, the process of reopening the federal government will begin.
So you think there'll be no problems in the House to get this passed?
Well, the House needs a simple majority.
Mm-hmm.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has a very narrow but simple majority. And there are some... Well, there is pretty much every Democrat that I'm aware of is going to be voting against
Correct.
it. Maybe
Yes.
1 or 2 may not. But so Speaker Johnson has very, very little wiggle room on this. But he is the leader of the majority party, and they do have more than 51. And assuming all things happen in his favor, every single one of them are expected to vote for reopening the federal government.
Yeah, we've been discussing the Democratic infighting on this situation about the 8 senators that voted in the Senate. Notably, there was one Republican that voted with the Democrats to say no, Senator Paul from Kentucky. Are there like-minded members of the House GOP that are in that Paul lane that might say, no, we're not going to vote on this resolution?
There are some, for example, Thomas Massey of Kentucky, for one. There are a couple of others. When it comes to Senator Rand Paul, President Trump has constantly blasted him on pretty much everything, saying that Rand Paul votes against everything. So he's kind of, writing him off repeatedly in the Senate. In the House, there's been a lot of frustration. The House has taken a lot of flack over not being in session on what House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has referred to as a 7-week taxpayer-funded vacation during the government shutdown. So I cannot imagine that too many of them will step out of line, if you will, because, well, it's not their purview to decide when they work and when they don't work. That's up to the House Speaker. I think the American people have kind of had enough of government not working.
As I mentioned, a lot of Democratic infighting, 42-day record-long government shutdown. What concessions, if any, did the Senate Democrats get to get this over the finish line?
Well, therein lies the problem. That's why 8 Senate Democrats ended up voting in favor of the government shutdown, because they said that they were clearly not getting traction on their main demand, which was addressing the expiring tax subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. That is what helps make it possible for millions of Americans to buy their health insurance on the public exchange. And this is open enrollment period, and a lot of people are getting sticker shock, doubling their premiums, in some cases even more, in some cases maybe on average about 50% to 0.75%, but either way, sticker shock no matter how you look at it. The Democrats did not get that. What they did get was a promise to have a vote on the issue somewhere down the line. We don't know what that will look like. We don't know when, but everybody was just frustrated and said, we've all had enough. And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer voted against it. He said he would vigorously oppose it. He did. And now there's a lot of questions about his leadership ability and why he wasn't able to get those 8 Democrats in line. And in terms of, crossing party lines and saying they've had enough of the shutdown. But one of the things that did come up is that there were some assurances that the whole-scale layoffs, not furloughs during the government shutdown, but layoffs as championed by the Trump administration during this shutdown, which were unprecedented during a shutdown, would not stand. And so that is something, but for the most part, the Democrats feel that they made their point, and the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, made a promise on the Senate floor on Sunday night, saying that a bipartisan group of senators is willing to work on the problem and that Republicans do know there is a problem.
Yeah, interesting times we live in. All right, Linda Kenyon, CBS News in the nation's capital. Linda, as always, appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. You have a good day.
You as well. All right, we'll continue to cover any new developments there. Best case scenario now, Linda saying maybe Friday the government will reopen. Tariffs still an issue, and an item that is probably in your pantry right now could be impacted by tariffs severely. I'll explain after this check of traffic on a really chilly Tuesday morning. Here to heat things up, let's say hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Watching the brake lights glowing through downtown. Crash still in a couple of right lanes. 75-85 northbound approaching Peachtree, Pine Street, exit 249B. That is slow in the ride back just before I-20. 285 east and northbound, the outer loop into DeKalb County. Some brake lights from Flat Shoals up to Glenwood Road, exit 44. And a crash cleared in Norcross, 85 southbound between Indian Trail and Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Traffic brought to you by True Natural Gas. Bigfoot probably isn't true. He certainly isn't local. To see something both local and true, visit TrueNaturalGas.com. They're a local company with honest pricing and truly low rates. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news source.
They had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by them.
When you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Veterans Day is November 11th, and Findlay Roofing honors our local vets. Who's the bestest boy, Rufus? Dave Baker here. Right now, veterans get a special $1,500 discount on roof replacement, and 0% financing is available. FindlayRoofing.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on Portfolio X-ray, or click on Full Retirement Plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation. So call QC Kinetics today, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Two homes, same block, one sold for way more because they used Orchard. Move first, skip the stress, and sell for top dollar. Don't wait. Get your free home valuation now at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
The Scamerhorns was one of the oldest families in New York. They didn't run the city, but they was listened to quite carefully by them that did.
Happy 51st birthday, Leo. Leonardo DiCaprio. That was Gangs of New York. I was not a Leo fan until Gangs of New York. And then I was like, all right, this dude's legit. Like Titanic, I was like, whatever. But
Basketball Diaries, any of that stuff?
yeah, it was okay.
Who's Eating Gilbert
Yeah,
Grape?
Who's Eating Gilbert Grape?
No.
Family Ties?
Family Ties. Yes, Family Ties. Real quick, Deborah, tariffs impacting my favorite thing on this planet, pasta. Apparently, we might not see Italian-made pasta on our shelves.
So there is a tariff that's going to kick in January, and it's up to 107% on pasta that comes in from Italy. So a lot of these, first of all, the Commerce Department was saying that they were underselling the price of pasta to get it in here.
Okay.
And then they kind of realized what they were doing, and now they're like, all right, if that's what you're going to do, we're going to put a tariff of 107% on it. So a ton of pasta companies are thinking, well, we're just not going to sell to the United States
What
anymore.
brands?
Some of them I'm not familiar with. Maybe you know them a little bit better. Aldino.
No.
Antiche Tradizioni.
Yeah.
Barilla, there you go. Barilla's
all
one
right.
on every shelf.
Ronzoni, Ronzilli, Ronzanation.
Giuseppe Coco, Pastifico, Luorgi.
All right. It looks like I'll be getting that Publix brand pasta. If there's
And
not going to be,
save a couple cents.
I'll save a couple cents. Thanks, Deborah. All right, Sabrina's got news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, the possibility of a 50-year mortgage. We're going to talk to Bloomberg News. Plus, Take Our Turkey Tuesday continues. Another chance for you to win a whole turkey next on the Mark Arum Show.
Been wanting a new deck for your home, something that's built just the way you want it, but you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
The legendary Eastman Gun Shows are this weekend at the Clarence Brown Arena in Cartersville. Bring your friends and family, rain or shine, Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. We have everything for the lovers of the right to bear arms. Eastman Gun Shows, proud supporters of the Second Amendment.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
Mark Arum here for my friends at Renters Warehouse. Fall is here. The kids back in school. Time to take a quiz. Question 1. If you already own a house with a low interest rate, what's the best way to get even more value from it? Answer, rent it out. Renting already delivers cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. Now it allows you to keep that low interest rate, and hey, you can always move back in if you want to. Question 2. With Renters Warehouse, do you have to find tenants, collect rent, or handle maintenance calls? No. Renters Warehouse does it all for you. That's why they're Atlanta's leading real estate investment services company. Final question. Do you pay Renters Warehouse a percentage of the rent or a low flat monthly fee? Answer, a low flat monthly fee. For just $115 a month, you can outsource all your management headaches to them. Now, to pass the test, I need you to do one more thing. Go to rwatlanta.com today, book your free home rental price analysis, or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Main Street Auto. 44-year-old Gregory Allen was a jailer in Bartow County. Now he's behind bars at that same jail where he worked until his firing in 2022. He's been sentenced to 2 years behind bars after pleading guilty to having a sexual relationship with a female inmate 3 years ago. Your weather for today, sunny skies and staying cold. Afternoon highs only around 47, but it's going to warm up starting tomorrow afternoon, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in about 2 minutes. The government shutdown is making air travel for some, well, a headache. Gio Benitez talking with some travelers who are impacted today.
We just met a family who came up to us here because they heard us talking about getting on that earliest flight possible. They have a 1:30 flight this afternoon that's already being delayed and delayed and delayed. So they came early to the airport to try to change that and see, hey, maybe there's an earlier flight that I can jump on. That's what you want to try to do.
And we are just a day away from a possible House vote on a budget bill that passed the Senate overnight to end the government shutdown. Check back for updates. Traffic deaths here in the U.S. are up 20% from a decade ago. Michael Wallace has more on that.
There were more than 39,000 traffic fatalities last year. Efforts like the Vision Zero initiative have had some success by adding cameras and narrowing lanes. Sharon Kirschbaum is the director of the District of Columbia's DOT.
When we have done a project, we can see that it's having an impact and the crashes are no longer happening.
But there's not enough money or political willpower to tackle every problem area. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says out of 29 high-income countries, the U.S. ranks last in road safety.
DeKalb County School Board moves forward with a multi-million-dollar plan to expand upgraded campus security.
Adding another layer of security to panic buttons and to the weapons detection system at some campuses. Now, all 138 DeKalb County schools will be outfitted with Lefko's security vestibules. With glass doors treated with shatterproof security film and bulletproof reception windows, the vestibules offer a buffer of security both inside and outside. The upgrades are expected to be installed at every DeKalb school starting in the summer and are funded with East Block dollars. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Well, it once was the site of a strip club and a gas station before a fire last year. Now, a plot of land along I-75 and Northside Drive will be home to the Employees Retirement System of Georgia.
It's going to be a 9-story office tower sitting on top of 7 levels of parking. One of those parking levels will be below grade.
And System Executive Director Jim Potvin says pension agencies will take up most of the building, with the rest being leased to outside tenants. Construction expected to be finished by March of 2028. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow is in positive territory, up 199 at 47,567. So the Dow's up almost 0.5%. NASDAQ's down almost a full percent, and the S&P's also in the red. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center, and he has a look at your roads.
Still watching this crash downtown, Sabrina, in the two right lanes, 75-85 northbound approaching Peachtree, Pine Street, exit 249B. It's slow in the ride back toward University Avenue. You can always hop over and take Highway 29, Metropolitan Parkway, either of those up to Northside Drive as an alternate. Elsewhere, construction in Ackworth, 75 southbound below Highway 92, exit 277. That is blocking the right lane, and 75 south on the south side. Seeing that volume approaching the midday from Highway 138 down to Hudson Bridge Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Sunny skies and staying chilly today, high 47. Temperatures close to freezing tonight with lows in the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow, trending warmer with a high of 63. Warm sunshine on Thursday, high 67.
42 degrees right now in Lithia Springs. It's 41 in Winder, and in Buckhead we have 42 degrees. More news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
The Senate approves a measure to end the shutdown.
Bill as amended is passed.
When will Americans feel the effects?
House now needs to be called back into session, and then they need to vote.
From SNAP benefits to air traffic control, it all hangs in the balance as Washington gets back to work.
As the deal works its way through Congress, flight disruptions are piling up nationwide.
For the very latest and how it affects you, listen often throughout the day. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Came together, I think, with a group of folks that finally got tired of federal workers not being paid, airports being clogged up, SNAP recipients not receiving benefits.
That's Republican Senator from Oklahoma, James Lankford, on how the shutdown deal came together. When we come back, updating the shutdown deal, we're going to talk about the possibility of a 50-year mortgage for your home. Plus, Take Our Turkey Tuesday continues next on The Mark Arum Show.
You've thought about assisted living for your parents, but maybe the right answer is renovating your home and having mom or dad move in. I'm Richard, Chief Architect at Sketch House, where we create custom architectural drawings for homeowners looking to remodel. Why get drawings first? You'll know what's possible. You'll be able to get pricing and compare builders apples to apples, and builders love drawings. You'll get bumped to the top of their list with drawings in hand. Let Sketch House help you make a decision about your aging parents at a fixed price. Visit sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, HAUS.com.
If you need a furnace, think of Reliable with unbeatable lifetime warranty and only $59.99 a month. It's getting cold out there. Don't be a turkey this Thanksgiving. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Reliable Heating Air wants to keep you warm and feed you too with free Turkey Tuesday. Every Tuesday leading up to Thanksgiving, listen to my show for your chance to win a free Thanksgiving turkey courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air, the name Atlanta trusts when it's time to turn on the heat. Stay cozy, save energy, and keep your oven and your furnace cooking this holiday season. Visit ReliableAir.com to schedule your furnace check today.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Will my hair really grow back?
Will you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
By giving today, you can help our kids get the care and treatment they need. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
If you're ignoring any cracked bricks or concrete cracks, you could be ignoring underlying foundation problems. You'll want to get ahead of these problems sooner rather than later. Don't wait any longer. Visit aquaguard.net today to book your free inspection. Remember,
AquaGuard. He's packed in the animals 2x2. Ox, a camel, and a kangaroo.
11:37 on the Mark Arum Show, closing out our first ever Take Our Turkey Tuesday, giving away our third turkey of the show. 42nd day of the government shutdown, so that means the 42nd caller to Vinny Drip at 404-872-0750, 404-872-0750, wins a free turkey, courtesy of our friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Take Our Turkey Tuesday. We're going to do two more of these, next Tuesday and the Tuesday after that. Sorry, Vin, 42nd caller. The good news is next Tuesday, the government should be reopened, and we can go back to like caller 7 or something. But right now, it's the 42nd caller to 404-872-0750 wins that turkey on Take Our Turkey Tuesday. In my home owning career as an adult, I've had a 30-year mortgage, a 15-year mortgage. I didn't even think that a 50-year mortgage would be possible, but it's starting to be discussed. Joining us from Bloomberg News, talking about the possibility of a 50-year mortgage, Katie O'Donnell. Katie, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Where did this come from, the 50-year mortgage idea?
So our reporting indicates that FHFA Director Bill Pulte, who's the top housing regulator for the Trump administration, brought this to President Trump over the weekend. And the idea is that you would basically, by having a longer loan term, you would have to pay less each month. But obviously that's complicated by the fact that interest rates would be higher on a longer, riskier loan. So you would actually end up paying more interest as a share of your payments, even though the principal payment would come down per month.
So let's just talk round numbers. 50-year mortgage will be very optimistic, $1,000 a month, right, over 50 years. The interest, though, that you would pay on an additional from a standard 30-year mortgage to a 50-year mortgage, to me, that would be astronomically higher, the overall cost of your home.
Right. It would definitely be higher. I mean, if you look at 15-year compared to 30-year mortgages, there's an interest rate difference. And so with a 50-year mortgage, if you look at it, so if you say 10% down at 6.5%, it's basically you'd lose $250,000 with a 50-year term in extra interest.
$250,000. That's substantial. I'm assuming, I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming mortgage lenders are like, oh, heck yeah, let's do this. But I would imagine, I'm thinking of our own consumer advocate, Clark Howard, he might not be on board of a 50-year mortgage for folks looking to buy a home.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting moment because it shows that the Trump administration is really eager to try and bring down the cost of housing, given the situation today where you have a lock-in effect, high mortgage rates, high home prices. But I think most experts sort of see the 50-year mortgage as not particularly the best way to address that.
I'm thinking of the movie The Big Short that addressed, that boom of folks trying to get into home ownership. Might we see, if this becomes a reality, might we see folks saying, well, why not? I'll get a 50-year mortgage and I'll buy this home and I'll rent it out and it'll cost me less per month.
It's interesting. That's a really interesting question, and I think there is some risk given the lower payments per month. Also, one thing to sort of observe that reminds me of The Big Short, as you were putting it, one of the things that does happen with a 50-year mortgage is that you build up less equity over time. So if there is a downturn, you have less value in the home, which obviously, as we saw with The Big Short, that a lot of people lost their homes in the financial crisis. And so if you're not building up as much wealth in the home, it makes it that much trickier.
Yeah, and if the home value doesn't rise, I could envision a scenario where you could be 15 years into that 50-year mortgage and you don't have any equity in your home yet because you've been paying interest for so long. A really intriguing, out of nowhere thing, but 50-year mortgage, interesting stuff. Katie O'Donnell, Bloomberg News. Katie, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right. I should know. And maybe he's already addressed this, Clark Howard. I'll go to Clark.com and find out. But 50. I remember so taking this full circle from The Big Short, starring Steve Carell, and Steve Carell in The Office. Remember he bought his condo that episode, and he signed a 30-year mortgage, and he was like 45 years old or whatever. And Dwight's like, "You're gonna die in this home." He goes, "You're paying for your coffin. There's no way you're gonna 30-year mortgage at your age." Anyway, 50-year mortgage. All right, Deborah, I talked about this earlier. Highest paying blue-collar jobs, the insecure job market, AI's coming over, taking out all these mid-level management jobs. There might be a lot of folks listening that, if not now, might in the near future need a career change. So if you are like a mid-level manager in your job, you're worried your job might go away because of AI. What are the highest paying blue-collar jobs available right now?
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting list here. So things like electricians, wind turbine technicians, plumbers, steam fitters, a lot of things that have to do with mechanical engineering. So if that was your degree in school, well, it is for a lot. We've got Georgia Tech across the street. Sure. A lot of people study mechanical engineering. That can all be, it's not just simple mechanics. Sometimes people think just simple mechanics. These are talking like aviation mechanics or electrical power line installer and repairer. And the top one here is elevator and escalator technician. And that average salary is $106,000.
I actually knew that. A buddy of mine,
elevator?
Well, he wasn't a repair guy, but a buddy I went to high school with, Solano. He miraculous turnaround in his life. Like, he was the troublemaker kid in high school, always getting in trouble, tattoos, was smoking in school, like that, just metalhead. Like, that was Solano. No offense to metalheads,
I'm
but
saying tattoos and metalheads.
No,
I wasn't a bad kid.
No, he had a Mega T-shirt and was smoking. You could smoke in school. You get a smoke. So picture that guy. I played football with him, and he wound up getting his master's from Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute.
Oh, Indiana?
In upstate New York. Never would have thought. And one of his first jobs after he got his master's was working for Otis Elevators. And he wasn't the technician, but he oversaw like the Northeastern elevator. You think about it, that's a job. Like, the elevator, you go into any building here, I wouldn't trust the elevators here. I don't know who services them, but that was his thing. And he would tell me, yeah, my technicians, this was 15 years ago, but he's like, yeah, they average $85,000 a year. So that's the top as the elevator maintenance dude?
$106,000, yeah. Elevator and escalator technicians.
Is that why our elevators don't work here? Because it's too expensive to pay the techs to get in there?
I rarely take the elevators here. Unless I have a guest and I just feel like they're all right, we got to take, like I had to bring the elevators down for a minute ago.
If I am on the air, I am not taking the elevator because the chance of getting stuck is too great. If I'm in here on the weekend, I got to come in and cut spots or whatever, even then, I don't like to. Like when we did the listener lunch.
Floor, yeah.
When we did the listener lunch, I gave the option. I'm like, hey, if you want to take the elevator to TV, there it is. But I'm going to walk. Well, all right. What were some of those other jobs? I'm not qualified for any of these.
Railroad worker. Remember? We were talking about you taking Amtrak.
Yeah.
Those
are they still building
Well, they got to be maintained.
Okay.
The ones that are there.
Yeah.
Industrial machinery mechanic. So everything is automated. All that machinery needs to be looked after.
Hey, I mean, you might think, hearing this list, like, what does this apply to me? You don't know what AI is going to do. I just saw a new survey. The most vulnerable job that could be threatened by AI, radio board operators.
I could totally see that.
Engineers, if you will.
Let's hope.
Look at all the video and stuff they have and voice stuff they have for us, right?
Absolutely.
You don't need us anymore.
You can translate me into Spanish at the blink of an eye. Interesting stuff. All right. Everyone should have a backup plan, a plan B. Always have a plan B. Hey, congrats to Bill in Fayetteville. He won our final turkey on Take Our Turkey Tuesday. Great stuff from Reliable Heating and Air. We gave away not one, not two, but 3 turkeys this Tuesday. We'll give away 3 more next Tuesday and 3 more the Tuesday after that. 11:46 on the Mark Arum Show. We'll get back with the latest on the government shutdown deal. Right now, though, hopefully no freeways are shut down. Live with the latest, it's Alex Williams.
Just 2 of the right lanes still on the downtown connector, Mark. 7585 north approaching Peachtree, Pine Street, exit 249B. That crash still in 2 right lanes, slowing the ride from University Avenue. Jump over, use Highway 29 or Metropolitan Parkway. That'll get you up to Northside Drive to use as an alternate. And in Ackworth, still watching that right lane roadwork, 75 southbound. Getting past or just below Highway 92, exit 277. Delays start right around that Lake Allatoona Bridge. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
The way you should live your life is look at the way they're doing it at D.C. and then just run.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
Other people are getting away with it, so you should get away with it.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
Well, your best day ever would have been a Tuesday. Who knows?
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
The most successful Metro Atlanta home builders and contractors all share a special secret. Randall Brothers is the preferred building partner trusted by pros, delivering expert guidance, quality materials, and accurate delivery. Randall Brothers will keep your project on time and on budget while providing the widest selection of materials in the city. Dave Baker here for Randall Brothers. Widest selection, industry expertise, accurate, no-hassle deliveries. RandallBrothers.com.
Rates are continuing to get better, and lots of folks are taking advantage of them by calling Myland. This is Scott Slade. Access the equity in your home with a home equity line of credit or cash-out refinance. Then use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debts, student loans, basement or kitchen remodels, or anything else you need. These guys and gals are the best I've seen, and that's why I've been recommending them for over a decade. Local experts you can trust. Why would you call anyone else? Every month, Myland closes a loan that other lenders just can't do. Also, Myland wanted me to let you know they're still growing, currently hiring for their incredible sales team. If you or someone you know might be interested in joining one of Atlanta's premier mortgage lenders, give them a call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's Myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, you're their priority. From personalized service to luxury amenities, they make sure you feel valued every step of the way. Buying or servicing, your experience matters. Call 800-NEW-LEXUS. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
Hi, I'm Dylan, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a customer service specialist, I love helping couples find their dream engagement ring. And guess what? I just got engaged, so it was fun to create one myself. First, my fiance tried on a bunch of ring styles and she was drawn to a classic diamond pave setting. Then we looked at different diamond shapes from pear to oval to cushion. She fell in love with the princess cut. At Shane Company, you can create a one-of-a-kind ring and get it in days, not weeks. Because a friend wants you to have a magical holiday proposal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
As we all start to ponder the things we're thankful for, how about sparing a thought for your faithful garage door? Protecting your car from the wind and rain, standing guard against hurricanes, and pelican poop. If crazy Uncle Mick ruins yet another dinner being overly thankful to a bottle of cheap hooch, how about you thank the hard-working garage door who's always there for you? Drive in and drive out. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We can help you show some love by keeping your garage door healthy and happy. Clean and lubricate the tracks and rollers, or repair some old damage that gets on your nerves. And your door will stay loyal for years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and treat him nicer than Uncle Mick.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
21 years ago today, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat died in a hospital near Paris. CBS's Cammie McCormick gathered reaction back home in the West Bank.
While these protesters marching through the streets of Ramallah chanted they'd accept no leader but Arafat, other Palestinians are hopeful that a new leadership will take hold, more democratic and less reliant on one individual.
Famously, Yasser Arafat never slept in the same place 2 nights in a row. That's how much he feared his life. So he passed away 21 years ago. Speaking of fear, I think it's fear. Longoria, name 2 things that you know I will never, ever do.
Ooh, okay. Become an astronaut and visit the Grand Canyon.
You pay attention to the show.
I do.
Exhibits A and B, why I will never be an astronaut and I'll never visit the Grand Canyon. Let's start in space, Deborah. This is one of the reasons why.
Okay, so everything that they use in the space station gets recycled
Correct.
somehow, including all the water, because it's not like there's anywhere to drill
Yeah.
and get fresh water. So everything has to be recycled.
There's
and that means
there's no water bubblers, as
right,
they say in New
bubblers,
England.
yes, yeah. So that means anything that they use in the bathroom as well, whether it's brushing your teeth or flushing the toilet, all of that water is recycled. And now science is saying, we might be able to use that P element to actually make organic compounds to make nutritious powder that you could eat.
Urine powder.
That's a good one.
The 98th reason why I'll never be an what are you, thirsty? Here, have some urine powder.
That's what Tang is, isn't it?
No, we're about to get sued for libel. All right, so that's why I'm not going to be an astronaut, and why am I not going to the Grand Canyon, Deborah?
Well, the Grand Canyon's beautiful, but this is a sad story. An elderly man fell 130 feet to his death while he was visiting the Grand Canyon. He got a little bit close to the edge, and there was some loose rocks there. He ended up slipping down 130 feet. Rescue crews had to come get him.
I don't know how it came up in conversation the other night, but Maya and I were out to dinner, and the Grand Canyon came up. And she was like, "Oh, I'll never go to the Grand Canyon." I'm like, "Me neither." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "The Brady Bunch episode." Oh, it's because I'll tell you, the Grand Canyon came up because I was telling her the story about Vinny naming Jesus Brady as the unknown Brady. Anyway, Maya and I never want to go to the Grand Canyon because of
Quite
the Brady
impressive.
Bunch. Yeah, I'm sure. There is a conspiracy theory that we'll get Longoria to dig into in another show about like ancient alien technology in the Grand Canyon. You've ever seen that? Like,
know,
apparently
but
there's
I'd
a
like
section
to.
of the Grand Canyon that you cannot go through. Like, the government will send helicopters and Green Berets after you.
Okay.
And apparently there's, like, ancient historic stuff down there. I don't know. We'll have Longoria handle that on a future episode of the Mark Arum Show.
Longoria's fact of the day.
All right, today's Veterans Day. Did you know the date has moved? The Uniform Holidays Bill moved Veterans Day to the fourth Monday of October to create more three-day weekends. However, due to the historical significance, the date was moved back to November 11th in 1975. And the correct spelling for Veterans Day, no apostrophe, because it's a day to honor all veterans and not a specific Veterans Day.
Oh, damn. Did I do it?
So there's no apostrophe in Veterans
thank you.
Day.
I don't think you did.
No, I said Scott Slade honors our veterans on my social post. Again, happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all that have served or continue to serve. Jump on board that Golden Corral free buffet starting at 4 p.m. They gave us a sample. It was delicious. It's Veterans Day, but it's also, Deborah tells me, National Singles Day or Singles Day.
So Singles Day started in Asia, most specifically China, because today is 1111 on
11/11.
November 11,
Yeah.
1111, which are singles, and it just kind of started that way, and now it's considered an anti-Valentine's Day. So
Okay.
instead of buying your sweetheart something, buy yourself something, which is perfect because it's also Christmas season. So I've already been.
Well,
shopping today.
you went the other way. I was going to say, if you are a listener and you're single and ready to mingle, slide into Vinny's DMs on Instagram, Down South Vinny.
At Down South Vinny.
At Down South Vinny on Singles Day, 1111, 1111. Make a wish, all that. Anyway, if you're single.
Heard.
You got an age bracket, Vin? That
Heard.
What age should be ready to mingle?
22 to 26.
22 to 56, I believe he said. If you're
Huh?
single between 22 and 56, go ahead and slide into Vinny's DMs at Down South Vinny on the gram.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum star of the show?
Deborah provided a feast. Great stuff. Fantastic. Oh, Shelly didn't reply all to a company-wide email for the first time in history. Fantastic. Our guests, Mike Dubusky from ABC, Emma Hurt from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Scott Slade on Veterans Day, Justin Gray, Channel 2, Linda Kenyon, CBS, Katie O'Donnell, Bloomberg News, and Karen Travers from ABC. Phenomenal show.
And Golden Corral.
And Golden Corral, Deborah, Longoria, and me. Vinny, I'm setting you up with dates. You don't need star of the show. Social medias, I'm not single and ready to mingle, so don't slide in my DMs. But give me a follow at Mark Arum. Stay safe. Have a great Tuesday.